everyone. Wow, I didn't know so many people were in here.
Big Brother Gossip.
You guys, let's form an alliance of 6 called the Fuck Cunts.
I think that I'm the Yoko Ono of the moving company.
No way.
How am I not? I'm totally Yoko.
Yeah, you're right. You kind of just fucked us over.
Big Brother Gossip.
Women get very emotional.
Bad timing, Nick.
Like, I can't even fucking shave my twat fucking standing up. Like, it's fucking horrible.
He said she might crack under pressure, and she already looks like the kind of person that cracks under pressure. Look at all the Botox. Yeah, no shit.
Big Brother Gossip.
Because I drink pretty much throughout the entire day.
You're like the hottest pizza boy I've ever seen.
Duh.
I'm such a shit stirrer. What did I just do?
Big Brother Gossip.
I'm not a brain scientist.
You are such an inconsiderate, selfish person right now.
I smell drama.
I just want them like just a few more weeks. They would have liked me a little more.
What did I do that was not tactful?
Tactless.
Tactless.
The good people are going to win this game, okay? The good people are going to win this game.
At least if I go out, I'm going out America's favorite player. If that's the kind of person that America likes, I don't want to be liked. I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not.
She does not wear desperation well.
That kid's like Pablo's a weasel.
Big Brother Gossip.
Welcome to a Sunday afternoon edition of the Big Brother Gossip Show. And God, I missed that season. God, I missed that season. We could call this actually the Day Drinking with Scott Collette and Mike show.
Cheers.
So let me introduce my fellow day drinkers. We have the man, the myth, the legend, the owner of Big Brother Gossip and many other sites. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Scott. Happy Sunday to everyone.
Exactly. Same to
drinking.
you.
Thank you.
And she's no stranger to day drinking. She does it at least once a week with me when we record the Big Brother Gossip bonus show, a.k.a. Day Drinking with Scott Collette. It is Collette. La, 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 la. Hi.
Good day, gentlemen. I can't say evening. I have to say good day.
Yes.
Well, by the time we get done...
That opening. Oh, my God, that opening just made me long for the days of yesteryear.
Oh, God.
When we had it so good. We had it so good.
Even that moment where Alyssa goes, well, at least I'm going home as America's player. Oh, God. She was the best
villain. I forgot
villain.
about Gina Marie. Is she still alive? What's she doing now?
She's
alive.
alive.
She is still alive, yes. I thought he would like me if he stayed just a little bit longer.
Such a good season.
Oh, God, that was fun. All right. Well, once again, we have to thank everybody who has contributed on patreon.com/BigBrotherGossip. It makes us so happy. And we have a brand new super fan / executive producer, a man by the name of Jeremy Schumacher, who joins Allison Hargroves and Linda Snow as executive producers. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
Yes. Very, very kind gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as I mentioned before, on Wednesday, Collette and I will be recording episode 3 of the Day Drinking with Scott and Collette show. And this week is going to be the first time we do Below Deck Mediterranean.
Yes.
And also the second part of the Southern Charm reunion, which will be fun.
Yeah, now real quick, if I posted on my Facebook that since we will be covering Below Deck, if you guys have never seen it before and kind of want to jump in, it's okay if you want to watch the Tuesday night episode. Every episode there's like different charter guests, so you're okay, but there is some crew drama. If you do want to catch up, binge it on Bravo. I just literally right before we went to air got a tweet from somebody named Ashara, and she said, yes. I did my homework, Colette Lala. 6 hours and 41 minute Below Deck Mediterranean marathon.
Yes, Ashara told me.
She is ready to go. She is ready to go. Good girl.
It's going to be so good. So good. All right, well, now it's time for the Big Brother Gossip mailbag, and we don't have a lot of questions this week. I think people think that if they put out questions last week, they can't this week. No. You people at that level, you can throw out questions every single week. Please do, because they're kind of fun. But our good friend Anthony Blaylock has the first question. If there is one show you wish you could be on, what would it be? Mike.
Yes.
Well, one show.
Well, I just assumed he meant reality show. And
No, it
so
could be anything.
Well, in this case, I am going to go with reality because I've always said if I had to pick one show, I always said Amazing Race. And that was years ago. I don't even watch it anymore, but it still seems like the funnest reality show that doesn't tear people completely down, I guess. You know, you kind of have a good time and you get to travel. Yes, very much so. Oh, very much so. Yes. If I could go in completely anonymously, I'd love to be on Big Brother. But yeah, no.
Ms. Colette?
Well, okay, I wasn't sure that I understood the question correctly. Like Mike went with the reality thing, but I didn't know, does he mean a reality show that I'd appear on as myself? Which show I'd like to be an actress on? Which show I'd like to live inside of? You know, so I answered all three.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So I think I'd like to be a charter guest on Below Deck.
Ooh.
Because
yeah.
I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life is always when I'm on a boat. If you see me on a boat, I look like I was going to say something that's probably not politically correct. I won't say it. Okay. I look like a very happy, not so smart child. There. Okay. Plus, I like the idea of having my every desire and want fulfilled. I'd have massages, lazy booze days in the sun, and lavish lobster dinner. So that's good. If I was to be an actress on a show, it would be Poldark, so I could make out with Hayden Turner in hot, naked sex scenes. If I could live inside of a show, it would be Downton Abbey because of the glamour and the decadence of the times, riding horses, throwing and attending lavish country parties, dressing in black tie for dinner. You know, the simple things. I think I would do well in that lifestyle.
You really thought about this.
I did.
Yes.
Good job.
The best question. Ant-Man has the best questions. He's good at these questions.
Yes, he's very, very good. I didn't think it out as much as you did, Shocker, I know. I would never be in Big Brother. 4 months without music and stuff. No, thank you.
Oh, there is that.
No.
Yeah.
Survivor, I would last a day. I mean, you know, hair products at the very least.
Oh yeah, you and your hair products.
Yeah, I was being facetious there. I think I would like to be for a reality show. Or a reality-based show, I think I would like to be on Southern Charm because they're, as we have said many times, they're semi-intelligent, and a lot of them are rich, and so they like to buy everybody else's drinks. That would be kind of fun. There's no game show. I mean, let's face it, I'd be terrible on Alone.
Oh yeah.
I'd be
God
awful.
I think we all would.
No naked and afraid for you.
No naked and afraid. No 105-degree temperatures. My pasty body would completely shrivel up.
And they've canceled Amish Mafia, right, or whatever.
That would be a good one. That would be a good one. Although they're bringing back that Amish Return to Whatever show.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not Amish, so that wouldn't work really well. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Southern Charm. Although being a hanger-on on Famously Single would be kind of fun, as long as Brandy stayed away from me.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about now.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move away from that then. Pitsy wrote us a question this week that we will actually answer as we talk about this week's activities. He asked if we think the HOH comp was unfair due to the uneven teams. I think he'll get his answer in about 45 minutes, right?
Probably.
Okay. All right, so we're going to move on right into the stuff that happened towards the beginning of the week. And this first one, actually, it happened while we were live on the air, or shortly after.
Pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Corey, who had already gotten himself into trouble. What was it he said before that people were questioning?
Well, his tweets before.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, his Twitter account from 2012 where he said some offensive things.
Well, he had a story late Saturday night that a lot of people did not really like.
He did some shit with some Four Locos, but he went and bought a goat and put it in their backyard. He went and bought a goat. It was our baseball house, and he got fucked up one night, and he got some lighter fluid and sprayed it on it and went and tried to light that motherfucker on fire. He was so drunk.
He tried to light a goat on fire.
Yeah, and this goat, it was scared to death, and it was right by the fireplace like this. It was just like, it wouldn't even move. Like, dude, it was.
Why do you hurt goats? Like, the men who stare at goats like they just freeze and fall.
Because that goat. That movie was funny as fuck.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna move. He was so
George
scared.
Clooney was great. Dude, what if we would have lit the goat on fire?
We would. He tried to light this motherfucker on fire.
Why would you light a goat?
So you guys were holding him back?
That's not nice.
You guys had to...
I would never light a goat on fire.
Dude,
I couldn't let that go down.
Drunkest person.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to let that go down.
Yeah. That's Mitts.
Again.
My friend, he got really hammered, and oh God.
Yeah. Corey's not the sharpest tack in the box.
Yeah, no, and I can picture him there, just standing there with a beer in his hand, laughing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I picture him at it. Oh, Lord, my roommates, they're so crazy. But so this happened. So this actually was like a big controversy.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody
it was
talking
huge
about it. This was
when it
like
happened.
a big deal. And I heard this story through other people, from what other people told me, and that is the first time I've heard that clip.
But you heard, or some of the rumors going around was that Corey was actually the one that had said he had done it and everything. And
yeah, well, somebody actually tweeted me.
Yeah.
That they wanted my help trying to get Corey arrested.
Right.
Okay, now you'd think that my first thought would be outrage, but it was actually, this bitch follows me and doesn't listen to the podcast. Who the hell does she think she is? You can't listen to this podcast and all the ranting and raving that I've done about not being a psycho fan and send me a tweet like that. You can't.
Right.
I was so
trying to get revenge.
And she was like tweeting like animal rights groups and all this stuff and included me in it. And I'm like, bitch, please don't. I mean, yes, obviously this friend of Corey is horrible, awful. You don't do that. But yeah, it was just people went nuts.
Going after Corey is not the.
Yeah.
Is not. He'll whatever.
He didn't do it. The friend did it. We don't know who the friend is. Corey did not light the goat on fire or even try to light the goat on fire.
No.
And this is one of 3 incidents this week that had people talking about getting people fired and arrested and whatever.
That's right.
So we move into the second one, and I'm not quite understanding really what happened here.
Do you want to play by? Did you watch any of it, Colette? Or I'm more than willing to run with it.
No, I heard the clips, but
okay.
No, I
so
didn't see it.
So we've got 2 clips here. You have to understand there's kind of the one sets up the other one. Some of the house guests were out in the backyard talking. Michelle was, or not Michelle was there. Brittany was there, and Zakiya was there. Zakiya was kind of hanging around with the other group of Michelle, or not Michelle again. I'm sorry, Bridget, Bronte, Jane, Paul. So they're talking about stuff that had gone on. They're talking about Michelle. And I guess something that we, just briefly, I guess maybe Michelle may have passed out during the very first Power Veto competition. And they were kind of making jokes about her a little bit. And Paul doesn't like her. So here's where this clip kind of picks up. Paul kind of starts talking about Michelle.
Look at my eyes. I fucking hate that girl. If she died right now.
No, don't say that.
No,
That one,
yes.
That one,
because I hate.
Because that's right there in America's like.
Look, guys, I'm an asshole.
But no, he wouldn't.
I would
resuscitate
her. See, I knew that.
He's
That's why I said
and then we shave
one. I shave both and then glue it on your fucking forehead.
Okay, I heard Bridget talking there, but it really is Paul that is.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Carry on.
Paul is being, if she died now, I wouldn't care. And Bridget, nurse says, I'd resuscitate her. And then she makes a motion above horizons, and then I'd shave her eyebrows. And
She was cracking. She was laughing hysterically when she said it.
And as soon as she said it, she threw her arms like, no, I really wouldn't. That's was what happened. And you heard her squeal like, no. Remember, so Zakiya's sitting there when this is all going on. Now we fast forward about half an hour later. Zakiya is now upstairs and they had a household room talking with Michelle and some of the others. And she's relaying this story to Michelle and the others about what she heard, and she kind of leaves out certain parts. And so here's that conversation and what Michelle had to say about
Like, I could not picture Bridget saying, like, I'm going to resuscitate her and then shave off
That's
her.
exactly what. So those were her words. Those were her words exact. Huh?
And shave off her damn eyebrow.
And shave off her eyebrow. Shave off her eyebrow. I was like,
That is.
it's like they kept looking.
I hope she loses her job for that.
They kept looking. They kept looking
If
at
you guys
me.
are listening to that, make sure she never works in a nursing place again.
If
she would ever do that
They
to
were
a
looking
human.
at me the entire time to see if I was gonna like chime in on it.
You should have a little bit.
I was just like, ooh.
Just
I
like
said-
that.
I was like, y'all wrong for that one. They were like, they kept going. I was just like, all right, well, I got poop. That was my way of getting out of it.
That's not the voice of a real super fan.
I told you Michelle was one of those awful people who does shit like that to try to get people fired. I said this in our first episode before the show even started. So I have a question. Does she work for Weight Watchers? Because I saw someone tweeting them and complaining about her and wanting her fired.
I don't know.
And Weight Watchers actually replied to them and said they'd look into the matter. So karma is indeed a bitch, Michelle.
So you got, and by the way, when she said she was talking to the audience, she was talking to the feed viewers. She shouldn't work in a place like that. No, but for what it's worth, I want to say, notice that Zakiya, she kind of forgot to leave out. She left out part of the story there.
She left out a lot of the story.
She left out a huge part of the story. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways, that one,
Which is
huge
going to be
thing.
relevant because I actually hadn't heard that clip until just.
Right.
But this makes a huge difference in what we're gonna this next little controversy we're gonna touch on.
So that was the number 2 stink that kind of came up, because it was just Michelle trying to get someone fired. Was what really, but
The girl's a nurse. She went to nursing school. That's not easy.
Nope.
She's a nurse. She helps people. Oh, Michelle, she's such a cunt. Oh my god.
Yeah, and
my
she was
God.
also bragging at one point about how she was the one that supposedly found the mug shots of.
Yeah, we talked about this on the show, Scott.
Oh,
like
did
twice.
we? Okay,
Yes.
I must have been getting a drink.
The mug shots of what?
Yeah, of Jace or something.
Yeah, it was
in
Jace.
her
Oh, yes,
In the K-Frog interview, she said that.
Okay.
She even made fan pages, which we found out on the
Right.
feeds for like
She got in a
Johnny
fight
Mack
with-
and like men. Yeah.
Well, she got in a fight with Steve's mom. We knew that stuff.
Yeah,
She's talked about that several times.
She's a psycho fan. She's a psycho fan.
Yes.
All right, now we move on to controversy number 3, and do you have the background on this?
So the background on this, and I haven't listened to these clips for a while because this was earlier in this week. This is all gone. By the way, this is all before the first eviction. This is the second eviction. This is all when Jose was still in the house, and so they were starting to get a little bit nervous. And James was talking, was cornering. Whose ear was he talking off? He was talking off somebody's ear, and they couldn't get in to talk to him. And they felt like James was causing problems. And at that point, Bronte and Paul and probably Natalie and Bridget were all getting mad at James. And so there was a couple of things said of frustration. Paul, I think, said he'd punch him, but I didn't get that clip. That was another controversy. Paul threatening violence. Like, apparently Victor threatened violence, and I don't think I grabbed this clip either, where Victor said, "Yeah, they told me in the diary room I can't punch anybody." It's really. But
wait,
Bronte.
before you play these clips with
Yeah.
Bronte, actually, in addition to Paul getting really upset, he said,
Oh, yeah.
I want to punch him and send his ass back to Korea."
No, that was no. He
No.
said, I want to punch. a
No,
little...
Paul said it.
Okay. All right.
Paul did say it.
He said it too. Okay.
He said it first,
Okay.
sending him back to Korea. Now we have these. Now you see how this relates to what we
I
just
understand.
heard before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul.
I can't hear if you'll press the room and joked in. I will send you back to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Okay.
She very whispering said, "I will send you back to Hong Kong."
Sorry, I didn't mean to my finger hit the play. I didn't mean to. What were you? Did I
No, I
interrupt
was
you?
saying, okay, remember in our first clip, it
Right.
was Paul that said, "Oh, if she was dead, starting that, and I'm not going to resuscitate her." And then the other girls started laughing, and Bridget jokes and says, "Oh, yeah, I resuscitate her." We just talked about it. This
Right.
clip, Paul, once again, starts it all, gets everybody all fired up,
He's-
and
he's a
said
bit of
he
an
says the
instigator.
thing about Korea. And so this is
Right.
a little bit later, and Bronte says, "Oh, I want to send his ass back to Hong Kong," or whatever. So we play the next clip.
Okay.
God, I seriously could beat James up right now. It just was so unnecessary. Like, I'm like, what is your plan right now?
Like it was so unnecessary. Yeah. I want to kick his little Asian abs back to Hong Kong. Wherever he came.
Oh my God.
Wherever he came from
So
that
this
time.
it doesn't excuse Bronte at all. She
No.
shouldn't have said it, obviously.
Right.
But it was Paul that started it, and he said it in front of Bronte, which makes me think that that's where she picked it up from.
It's very possible. Yep.
And the funny thing is, nobody is holding Paul accountable at all.
For
all
anything.
the online hate has been directed towards Bronte. Same thing with the former thing we talked about. All the people getting mad in the house, they're all mad at Bridget. No one's mad at Paul. Is it because they're women that they're mad at them? I think that's probably part of it.
Oh, yeah,
Because men can
probably.
say stupid shit and get away with it all the time. And I feel like but actually it is Paul that is the shit stirrer in both of these instances. But it's funny, in both cases, nope, get off scot-free. Nobody's picketing his website. Nobody's trying to get him fired. Nobody is doing anything to him.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's
I
just
saw a
women.
tweet too that somebody was taking credit for calling Bronte's agency.
Yeah, and they said like they dropped her. So, well, that's.
I don't even know if she
She
lost
did
it.
in Colorado. She had an agent. I don't know that she.
Yeah,
has
she had a
in
modeling
California.
agent.
Right.
Yeah, but she's not a model. Give me a break.
All right, we actually have one more little controversy that I completely ignored, but Mike has a little bit of, quote, proof that may say it's true. Mike, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, yeah, some of the house guests, the vets and the others were talking in the head of household room about previous seasons and things that happened. And at one point, talking about things, Tiffany chimed in, and you guys, there's this big. I'll let you listen to it first, and then I'll talk about it for a second afterwards. Here, listen to this clip of Tiffany.
Oh, our first double eviction was our two first jury members.
Yeah, that was ours too.
Yeah, I don't.
Because Shelly went to jury, and then right after that, Jackie went to jury.
Right.
And that was a double eviction.
But Shelly was on the block.
Yeah, but that was the double eviction night.
Yeah, so
And Shelley
Jacasa
and
went home
Jackie
on the
went
block,
after
and then
that same night.
Well, what week was that? What week did Shelly go home? Remember?
Well, she was the first jury member, so she was the 12th place. So that means there was 17 before.
Well, I feel like
which
she
is
hit
5, so
further
she was
than
6, week 6.
Didn't that sound exactly like Vanessa talking? But that's supposed to be Tiffany in the house, and she said our season.
I think, Colette, do you have a conspiracy corner for that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And I said I didn't, and it was Mike that wanted to make a conspiracy corner. You're way overthinking that. Because of who her sister is, she's fancied herself as one of the vets ever since she figured out, they figured out who she was. She doesn't consider herself a newbie. She thinks of herself as above them. So in this conversation, she was just it was just a caught up in the moment, slip of the tongue. Vanessa is not a body snatcher. It is not a conspiracy corner, and you're not going to get me to sing the song because it doesn't work here. Sorry, Mike.
Hooray, hooray, hooray. But there have been a lot of people on Twitter that are theorizing that...
What, the Vanessa's like it's Tale of the Body Thief?
Yes.
Oh, Vanessa, that's what's happening?
They're switching in and out is what they're saying. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yes.
No, it's Tiffany, but it was funny when she said it
It does
that way.
not hold a candle to our annual Colette Lala Conspiracy Corners.
We're not going to probably not even have one this season. These people are so lame. Oh my God, they suck so bad, you guys. Okay.
All right, we got a couple more little clips here to wrap up the early part of the week, and these actually kind of set up what has happened since Thursday. Correct, Mike?
Yeah, I think so. It's showing that the cracks in the alliances and the people starting to plan further down the road.
Right, because we were expecting fireworks on Thursday. We thought it was going to be a fabulous night for feeds.
Right.
And as we will talk about in a couple minutes, it was very anticlimactic, and the reasoning is pretty much because of these clips, right?
Right. Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
All right. So here is the first one.
What's going on? Upstairs, sitting in a circle, and we walked in, and they just looked at me and Natalie like, "Is Corey, Nicole, Michelle, Corey, Nicole, Michelle, James, Day, Zakia, Tiffany."
Yeah, they're all like sitting in a circle now, Gina.
They could just be hanging out. I mean, it's all right.
You think so, though?
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Unless Day and Zakia lie to our faces. I mean,
I doubt it. I ain't gonna do that.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying if they are, then
Okay,
we're fucked
Jose.
because there's 8 of them up there.
What's that noise?
Those don't count. They told
think
you,
they're messing
told
with
me,
makeup.
told him 100%. Frank is down here. We still have 6.
So Paul's starting to figure out that, wait, maybe it isn't 7-4 our way.
Yeah. Yeah, they were doing makeup. That was when Paul and I think Natalie did each other's makeup. Yeah, he came down. He's kind of like, wait a minute, this doesn't work. And you heard him say, unless they're lying to us. And Victor's like, no, they wouldn't be lying to us. And you hear Jose say, no, man, they're all cool. So that happened, and there were a couple of instances of they decided some of the more veteran players decided we need to start covering our bases because we don't want. There was talk of warning Paul right before the vote that it was going to be to evict Jose so that he didn't get mad at them.
And also, Paulie had these big words as, I'm going to lean over and tell him right before Julie announces. Well, that didn't happen.
No, and so, but in this case, Frank is also working his angles, and he wants to kind of, I think he wants to kind of pull Natalie over. I know he wants to kind of pull Natalie over. And so in this clip here, he was starting to pre-warn Natalie, and Bridget is also in the room as well. And not in this clip is Bridget saying to Natalie, you know, oh, Frank never lied in his season, so you should believe him.
Why are you voting with this group?
I told you I'm going to vote with the majority. The majority's starting to shit. I don't want you getting caught in the wrong boat.
What?
I don't want you getting caught in the wrong boat.
Yeah.
That was kind of hard to hear.
Right. So he said, I told you I was going to vote with the majority. The majority's starting to shift. And he said, I don't want you in the wrong boat. So he just basically was saying, hey, Natalie, I want to let you know that the vote's kind of going. And to carry on from that, Natalie then proceeded to go to Tiffany and talk to Tiffany about things, but not let her know that she knew. In the end, Natalie knew exactly that it was going the other way, but she still said, I'm still going to vote for Jose just to keep up appearances. But she knew that Jose was going to go home.
Oh, all right.
So yes, that leads to eviction day. And
yeah, we're not going to really talk about the Wednesday show, right? Nothing really happened on that. We talked about everything that happened last Saturday.
Right. We
All
saw the power veto competition.
Yeah.
No, there's no
all right. So we come to Thursday's live eviction, and again, we were so pumped. We were Jose had all these things about promises that if he was evicted, he was going to do this and going to do that, and we thought that Paul would go nuts on the
He's
feeds
gonna punch some
afterwards.
people probably.
Yeah. None of that happened. But I have to say, CBS did a better than usual job at making it look like Jose may be saved. Better than usual. I mean, at one point the vote was 4-4.
Oh yes. Yes, they always manage to get the people lined up right, don't they?
Yeah.
As best they can.
Yeah.
And take a commercial break at the right moment.
Exactly. So Jose was evicted 7-4. He went out with a whimper, and but I just laughed during his interview with Julie. To the moment he left the stage, he was clueless. He was blaming everything on Natalie.
Yeah.
Natalie turned against him.
Well, that was before. And then when he saw the videos, he's like, oh, well, maybe it was Day. And then if you read the interviews afterwards that he's done with people, he's like, oh, I think Day, it was Day and Mace and someone else that obviously turned against him. So that was before he saw. But, okay, I need to talk about this eviction because I was super excited about it. Yes. I was ready. I was ready to go. I'm watching popcorn. I'm my laptop, my Twitter. I got everything. I'm all set to go. What the fuck happened? What happened? How did what was supposed to be the biggest, most dramatic eviction ever turn into the most boring and humdrum? Frank happened. Frank is what happened. Frank ruined it for all of us. So I think everyone should start to hate him now.
I wish they would.
Frank ruined it because he did. Because he told people beforehand. Because I think Scott, I saw you tweet that Frank can't keep a fucking secret. But even Frank ruining it, nothing happened once the HOH ended. No one was mad. Paul did nothing. Everyone was kind of like, oh well, oh well, oh well. Stop acting so lame and start being interesting. I hate these people. I hate them all. To hell with them. Can we evict them all and start over again?
Yes.
Not only can we not evict them all, we're going to bring one of them back.
I hate you so much.
I hope it's who I think it is. or who I want it to be. And the odds are it's not, because we found out right after that how the returning player is going to work.
Right.
It's called a battle back rounds, something along those lines.
Yes.
And what is going to happen is Jose is going to battle Glenn in the first round.
Right.
And unless it's how to shave a dog, Jose's got that in the bag.
I wouldn't say that.
Well,
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion at all.
Okay.
I don't think Jose is good at comps, is he?
No, well, we never got to find out, did we?
He's all talk.
Yeah. Okay, well, then whoever wins that next week will face next week's evictee. And then whoever wins that, this goes on and on until the 5th evictee. So, is that fair?
Yes.
Why?
Because if you were first out, you sucked, and you should have the harder road to get back in the show. Now, I think Colette and I argued this on Twitter very briefly, because I think she said she thought it was unfair. Am I right?
I think it's unfair.
You think it's unfair?
At first I did, and then I thought about it, and like Redemption Island does it, and also on Survivor, and also on Top Chef, they have that Second Chance Kitchen, does the exact same thing. So
I'd rather than not do it at all.
At first, the second it happened, I was furious. I was like, why does Jose have to go against 4 people? That's so unfair. And I just went nuts. Just because I was so mad. Anyway, so Jose was gone. And it was after there was like literally nothing happened. And all of my dashes, or all of my hopes were dashed. All of my dashes were hoped. All of my hopes were dashed for interesting things to happen in drama. That's why I kind of just overreacted.
You did yell at me to stop being logical.
Yeah, well, you kept retweeting me and and then like quoting me and retweeting me to everybody. And I was like, why does he keep retweeting me? Stop doing it. And so finally, I was just like, just stop tweeting me about it, you guys. But at first I was in the heat of the moment, but then after I thought about it, it's just like Survivor and Top Chef.
Yeah, the thing that I was thinking about it was at first is like, wait, they're going to squeeze another competition in here every week? Well, it turns out they'll be filming these, and they're going to have a special Friday night broadcast on the 22nd, right?
Right. So we get an extra show.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the 22nd, they will be showing all of them. So, yeah, I whatever.
So
I don't care.
So what are they going to do? Do you think? Do you think Glenn and Jose have already squared off? Or are they going to keep them all in sequester until that last week?
No, I think they've already squared off because
they definitely already, because if Glenn lost, then send his ass home because he's been there for a long time, right?
But
and then Jose just has a week to wait, and then do it this week.
They don't want us to know that Glenn's out.
They'll keep him in sequester.
Yeah.
And that way, they only have to build a competition every week.
Even if they've lost, they still have to stay in sequester for 4 or 5 weeks?
We don't know.
I think so.
We're just guessing. I think they will. I think they're going to do them all the last week. I think they're going to have this montage of videos of Glenn getting in shape to face off against Jose. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got 4 weeks to get ready. But
I thought they'd send him home, but just be like, look, don't tweet, don't leave your house, don't do anything.
You think Jose would listen to that?
True. Actually, that's really true.
He's got to celebrate the 4th. Oh, no, he won't. Forget that.
Yeah, because they'll like the stipend money anyway.
Yes, that's right. They all like that stipend money.
And like I said, that way they don't have to build 4 sets right away. They can.
Right.
They'll do one comp, a week later do another comp, blah blah blah.
So here's one other just dumb question, because that's how I am about these things. Do you think they're going to go in Friday during the day, or do you think they're going to Saturday after the show airs? When are they going to throw them back in the house? They're going to wait until the next Thursday and put them back in the house. Whoever wins that last one.
That's a good question.
I'm just trying to figure out if they're going to block.
That's why I like when
probably during the
it'll be the day after.
It'll be the day after an eviction. So are they going to wait until the next Thursday? They're going to have the feeds are going to black out on Saturday, and then they're going to come back on, and Jose is standing back in the house, and Colette is dancing a happy dance.
Yeah, the thing that what I was going to say is I usually like the normal buyback thing where the people that it's always an endurance comp. Yeah. Not always, but quite a few times. And the 4 people that are competing to stay in, they're on the one side.
Yes,
Because that's where we got the whole, fuck you, Amanda.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse's only contribution to her season. All right, so the show ended with the beginning of the HOH competition. It was teams once again. In some respects, I think they're not thinking this through a little bit because Nicole's team only had 2 players.
Yeah, that's where you get to Pitsy's question.
Yeah. So what if the 2 players were 2 loads? They would have no chance of winning. I don't know. It was the whole thing. I don't like the teams. They don't need to have the teams.
There was no point to make Nicole sit out. She could have participated.
Yeah, she was just not eligible for HOH.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and then
but on Survivor they make it sit out so that they're even numbers. Why didn't they make it choose one player to sit out?
Yes.
Yeah,
they didn't, and I don't like the whole whichever team wins and they get to pick the HOH. I don't like that either.
No.
Which we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Right.
Why that's such a problem. But yeah, well, the big thing about the HOH comp was it was not shown on the feed.
Yes.
Right.
And the only excuse, because that I was already pissed off about that fucking eviction, right? I was so mad, and I was like, fine, I'm just gonna sit here. I'll turn on the Roku, and I will watch it, and I'll be fine. At least I'll know what's gonna happen, who's gonna win HOA. But no, we got Fish, or no, it was like Jeff, right? Jeff doing a stupid interview. Yeah, so I'm sitting here thinking, why are they shutting us out? Why are they shutting us out? They're being assholes, and the only reason I can think is if the newbies are like a total pain in the ass during the comp and they need a lot of instructions. Because before, the only time we were left out of competition footage is when production talks to the house guests. Like if someone drops in an endurance competition, we get Fish for a little bit because who is typing? Who's typing right now? Which one of you is typing?
Not me.
Because it's very, very loud.
I thought I was muted. I'm sorry. Guilty.
Boom, 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 boom. This is Mike.
All right.
This is what I'm hearing, Mike. Okay.
Okay, go back to you were on a great roll.
Yeah. Okay, so before, the only time we would get left out of the competitions is right after when somebody would drop, like during an endurance, because production would then come on and like tell them what to do, where they have to go to get off, to get away from the competition or whatever. They would give them instructions.
Yes.
And then the feeds would come back up and we would continue to see the competition. So is production being an asshole by not letting us see the competition, or are they talking to them too many times to show anything?
That's
my question.
I think it was a communication error because, from my understanding, Mike and Colette, you should know this.
Yeah.
Usually, when there's an endurance and it's going to be on the feeds, you guys get an email,
right?
That tells you that.
Well, lately
that was only last year that started.
Yeah, okay. They try to give us a heads up, or they used to. Yes,
because it's a way for you guys to sell feeds.
Promote it.
Well, it's a way for us to promote feeds that there's going to be an endurance. It wasn't technically an endurance competition, but it was too long a competition to last the whole. It's. I don't know. Maybe they thought. I don't know, because I would have said maybe the Jose interview went too long, but really it
didn't.
and it was 40 berries, so you knew it was going to take longer than the show.
Yeah, as soon as it started, I knew it was.
Thought it was 4, and it was like, no, it's 40. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think they don't. We had this discussion just a little bit ago. Maybe we'll talk about it more later. But I don't think they take the live feed people us into consideration very much sometimes. So.
Quite often.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite often.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was about 90 minutes after the show ended that the feeds came back?
I went to bed. I was like, I'm getting tired. I'm going to go to bed if these people, this doesn't come back on. So I did. I think it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, all right, it's past my bedtime. I'm out.
It was quite a while. It was long enough that
it was as long as a lot of endurance comps.
Yes.
Well,
but that's not saying
some
much.
Seasons, yeah.
Yes.
We found out pretty quickly that Polly's team wanted, which is what, Frank's team?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Frank's team won, and they had picked Polly to be the HOH.
So Michelle and Bridget are also, right? It's Michelle and Bridget, I think.
Yes. And we quickly found out that there was a reason, because when the show ended, it was James's team that was in the lead. Not by much, but they were in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And so we found out why they didn't win.
I think we was about to win.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys were like head to head, yeah.
Yeah. And I was coming back with one. Oh, we had 8 in the chute. If I would have put that in there, that would have been 9. All Vic would have had to do is go get 1. I don't know where they were, or I guess y'all were at, but I know when I got kicked off, like I fell, I walked all the way to the thing, chilled on the log, and then like I think right when I sat down and paced around a few times, then Polly was running. He ran across to get his blueberry.
Right, so you saved our ass.
So, I mean, it was like I was like, yeah.
Wow, you proved your loyalty.
I just, it was. I ain't gonna lie though, it was tough. Like, you know, when you're in a moment like that,
Right.
and you know you can win something, it's really hard to just throw it. Just
You lollygagger.
James is really slow at talking. He kind of
He's really slow at a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's a little different this season.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's even more laid back, if that's possible.
Yeah, but the ladies like it, so you know.
Yeah,
No, they don't.
Well, one does.
One
No, she doesn't. She's pretending. No, this
Whatever.
team thing is such bullshit. It is such bullshit. And even later on the feeds, we see Bronte approach James and actually ask him if it's okay that they try to win next week.
Oh
She's
God.
like, James, can we is it okay if we try to win HOH? And he got really quiet, and then he was like, okay, yeah. Like she was asking his permission.
That's why I hate returnees.
And I don't want a season of just the vets and the people who kiss their asses. And that's what's going to happen if this team bullshit continues. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be the vets and Polly and Tiffany and whoever else just kiss Zakia's kiss up Day's asshole and whoever else. It's really depressing.
Right. Well, Victor wasn't happy though about this whole thing, because Victor is on James' team.
Nah, it's a gamble.
Won this. I
know.
won that competition.
But that fucking little prick.
You saw how fast I was going?
I know.
Bro, I was there back in 7 seconds, bro. It was ridiculous. I could have gotten you. Oh, man. I wish I could have just pushed him off.
That's what I told Ponte.
But we couldn't do that. We would all be fucking disqualified.
What a piece of shit. So when did he fall? You saw him throw it, yeah?
He tried to take the short route back, and he could say I was just trying to be faster because I was losing, but...
Yeah. Fuck you,
I would have been
James.
oh my God. If I was Victor, I would have been furious.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be furious if you were on that team? Because if your team wins, that means all of you are safe. So him losing puts everybody at jeopardy.
So they said that when they were talking afterwards, they're like James was dancing up there and goofing around and stuff. They don't talk like he kind of is, but we're going to see this now since we're doing this show. Live on Sunday. We're going to see this in just a couple hours. We get to see how they edit
Well,
this.
for those of us who don't pass out afterwards.
Well, I limited myself to 2 beers, so
I'm about to get a refill.
All right, well, you go get that refill, Scott. I'm just going to be interested to see how CBS edits this. If they edit it to show how bad James is throwing it, or if they make it seem like it's an actual real competition.
No, I think they'll because they love James. They'll think of it as a prank.
The merry prankster.
Yes.
So sick of that.
Yeah, me too.
So is Victor. They didn't show that.
Okay, so we move on, and immediately, instead of just putting up Paul and Victor, like I think most of us would think,
yes.
They decided to really, really think this through, maybe overthink it. Mike, do you have a little bit more of an intro to this?
Yeah, there was lots of discussions going on. The first discussion that I caught going on was Frank and James, who neither of them had a household, but they were talking about options, and so this first discussion happened in the storage room that I just caught.
The worst case scenario is we don't put Vic up and the nominee, somebody wins it and they keep the noms the same, like Paul when Paul goes up, there will be no way they can keep the noms the same.
Exactly.
Right?
Unless Vic won and pulled one of them off, and then we couldn't put him back up.
Right. So you think maybe give him the good old back door?
It's an idea.
Somebody's going to win the veto, possibly on our team. And even if Paul wins or Bronte,
they pull themselves
down. All right, Vic, now you don't have a chance to put. That's actually smart. Because if Vic wins, this whole week was just really for nothing. I mean, hell, I could have been better off winning HOH and just trying to send Paul home.
So the whole point of that the whole point of James throwing this is because Victor is their next target. That's the reason that he threw it. So that was that discussion. Then a little bit later on in the evening, several people have talked about this. This was going around, and Paulie, now he needs to start to talk to. All right, we're going to prep. We got to prep the enemy team. We got to prep the Revolution team, and Paulie is starting to explain to Paul that he's not the target, but he may get up there. But they're looking at backdooring Victor, and they actually prepped Bronte and Paul that this might happen, and this was it. Now this is very whispery, so we'll listen to it and then maybe talk about it afterwards or not. We'll see.
Hopefully the roadkill doesn't put him on. So I can win the power, pull somebody off, put him on. See you later.
But how does it make sense if you put me on and then you win the power video and put me on? Does that look weird?
What?
If you put me on the power video.
What would it look weird? Doesn't matter. I'd be pulling you off to send my target home. Yeah, it would look weird to him, and then he'd go home and be like, fuck it, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's like a game of fucking chess, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would look weird to him as soon as he got put on the block, but then once he gets put on the block, he can't take himself off because he had no chance to win the veto. It's like, yeah, man, sorry, I pulled Paul off. I trust him more. You're going home.
Paul has zero loyalty.
Yeah.
He's loyalty, zero game, zero balls.
Yeah.
Zero gumption.
Yes.
So that was Stealth Whisper, but if you heard it, Paulie was saying, we're looking at going after Victor, and he basically, Paul's like, but what happens if you take me down and you put up Victor? What about, how are you going to explain it to Victor? It's like, it doesn't matter anymore. Victor's going to be up, and I'm just going to look at him and say, that's the game, bro. You're done. So,
and we're again getting into how these noobs don't know how this show works.
Well, we know we have a lot of clips of Paul not knowing how this game works.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
All right.
stockpiling.
Well, that ends Thursday, and then we move into Friday, and we have the nominations right away in the morning. This is going to shock you too. I miss Gina Marie. Because when Gina Marie was HOH, and she was having to make early day nominations, she put on her best business suit. She did interviews with everybody in the house. It was the only time during her seasons that she was entertaining.
we haven't seen that. We haven't seen the
kiss the ring. We call them, right?
Yeah. So the nominations, as expected, were by Paulie, were Paul and Bronte. And, this is kind of an unnecessary clip, as Colette noted in the notes, but it kind of sets...
You're going to play it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to play it anyway, because it's only 18 seconds long, and it kind of sets the stage for later clips.
It does.
Day is not happy that they really weren't a part of this chat at all.
I heard talk about the backdoor plan, but I didn't know it went into full effect.
That's because none of us could even talk to him because they were up there all night. What are we supposed to do?
At this point, we can't do nothing but just trust that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna trust.
I would never trust Frank with anything.
See, even the fucking vets are being pussies.
Yeah.
Even these people are like, oh, yeah, I didn't know they were going to, but all right, sounds good to me. No, and by the way, as much as I hate Frank, he's the one running this game. And I hate it when people say, I run this house, or so-and-so's running this house, because it's never true. Nobody ever has autonomy over the entire house. In this case, Frank actually does.
Yeah, he really does.
He ran Nicole's HOH, he's running Polly's HOH, and they don't even know it. And then all these, and we're going to see a gajillion conversations that Frank has about strategy with everybody else. Whatever Frank decides is what ends up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far,
he's the one in charge. Yep. And as we're going to see later, the people, everyone else, they're going to start to get a whiff of it, and they're going to start to figure it out.
That's the only thing that may save this season.
Oh, I think there's a lot of good stuff yet to come in this season.
God, I hope so.
You better be right, Mike. If you're not right, can I hurt you?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
All right. Well, a few minutes ago, we saw how Paul is not loyal to his best friend, Victor. Well, now Victor sees his friend Paul on the block. He decides he's not loyal either.
At this point, I'm at your mercy, man. And at this point, like I was telling Frank yesterday, like I need somebody to align with that I can go with. Yeah, I don't want to keep having to jump ship fucking time because that's not the type of person I am. And that's the same thing I was saying about evening the numbers with guys and girls. Yeah, at that point it would make it 7-6. Yeah. And then if that goes to plan, then I just have your back on everything after that. Yeah. I mean, I have no choice but be me, Frank, and whoever else you're aligning yourself with.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even aligned myself with anybody yet. I just trust Frank.
Yeah.
Type thing at this point.
And I've been talking to Frank, and that's the only person I can trust, him and Paul. Yeah. And it's like if Paul stays in the house.
Well, I've been trying to feel Paul out and everything, but if you trust him, that's one thing. I mean,
I trust him. I also trust him.
Corey.
You trust Corey?
Yeah.
Well, then that'd be the perfect, because we'd have from each team. And from there, we can literally pass the baton to each other and keep each other safe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can dig that. Like,
yeah.
Because we're the strongest. You and me are literally the strongest players in the house.
Yeah.
All right, I know that was hard to hear, but what was happening there is Polly and Victor were in the chess area, which is why you heard everything from the kitchen, because that's right above the living room, whatever. And Victor is trying to make a deal with Polly, and he's saying, we're the two strongest people in the house, and you and I will just, back and forth win every week. And that way we'll still always have the numbers against the girls.
Okay, but wait, now I watched all of Victor's conversations all day Friday.
Oh,
okay. Before I was out of town all weekend, but Friday I actually had wireless. Saturday I didn't. So Friday I was like, I'm going to watch. I'm going to see what's going on. And before this conversation, this fake conversation, or the fake chess game, because they were sitting at the chessboard acting like they were playing chess, but they really weren't. Before this, there was another conversation in the HOH with Victor and Polly. And it was so cute. They have so much in common, these two. They were totally like broing out on like how they love the same comedian. They both are big Nick Swardson fans. If you guys are a fan of comedians,
really?
You know who Nick Swardson. They had the cutest conversation about how they love Nick Swardson and they were both literally quoting his stand-up act to each other and finishing each other's sentences. And then Polly told his story about how he went downtown in Manhattan with his friends because they sometimes like to go to comedy clubs. And Victor was like, really? Really? Oh my God, that's amazing. You could tell Victor's really into comedians too, just like Polly is. And so Polly's like, yeah, I was there with my buddies and we go there. And then he walked in off the street and he just did a set. And sometimes that'll happen. Like Chris Rock will come in and just spontaneously do a set. And you don't know who's going to show up at the Comedy Cellar. Sometimes it could be like a bunch of amateurs and you don't even know, and then sometimes Louis C.K. could come in and Nick is just like enchanted hearing these stories about New York City, and he's like, yeah dude, they came in, did this, and Victor was so excited, and it was so sweet. I was like, oh my God, this is how bros become friends. Oh, they're so cute, and they were really, really bonding, and I'm like, oh my God, and they were genuinely liking each other.
Really?
I feel like you can't fake that. The way they were finishing each other's
sentences. Well, Victor certainly can't.
And sharing stories. They were both so very charming. And I got a little bit hopeful. And naively, I thought to myself...
There you go.
I thought to myself, surely Polly won't get rid of Victor now. They both like Nick Swardson. They can't even each other now. Yeah, and then they moved out to let's pretend like we're playing chess. And then while they were having that conversation... Victor was like, okay, I'm just going to move my piece the same way you're moving your piece. And they were talking and this conversation that we just heard. And Victor was so hopeful and he was so likable. And I really, really started to like him. I actually haven't seen Victor do anything too horrible on the field. I mean, sometimes he's a little emotionally...
he's gotten really sick of James's pranks.
He's emotionally weird, around the women. And I guess he says stuff that hurts them a little bit. Well, James is an asshole.
He made the pants comment.
I would get tired of James's bullshit.
And we saw that medley of Natalie being annoyed.
I've never truly seen Victor be awful to anybody.
Especially compared to his cohorts.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, he's actually not that bad at all. I've never seen him do anything that bad. I've never seen him be mean to anybody. He trains the girls out back when they work out. And so I started to like and appreciate Victor. And I got a little bit of a fuzzy, warm feeling about him.
Well, I'm sure that didn't last long, did it?
No, I still have it.
He still has it because he hasn't done anything to. Yeah.
All right. Save Victor.
man.
Save
Yeah.
Victor. Save Victor. Okay, well, it was shortly after that the feeds went down because it was time for the roadkill competition. The feeds were down for almost 6 hours.
Yep.
Which, a lot of people were bitching, but if you think about it, the roadkill thing is an individual thing, so what?
Yes, that's going to be every fucking that's going to be every Friday now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, 11, well, how is it 12 people in the house right now?
No.
Yeah.
13?
14. We're still at 14.
14
right now.
people in the house having
Yes.
to do the same competition. It's a timed
Right.
competition. It makes sense that it was down for 6 hours. It sucked, but
And they've all got to be isolated in their own location, like one in the bedroom, one in one bedroom, one in a bathroom, they've all got to be, yeah.
But
And
here's
they-
something that actually was kind of cool about the whole thing.
Okay, name dropper, go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to be a name dropper here because this is the first time this has ever happened. I was, as you might understand, bitching about it, as I tend to do on Twitter.
That's all we do.
Well, and the curmudgeon here is really known for bitching.
Yes.
I actually got a response to my tweet from producer Heath. Is it Lumen? Luman?
Yeah, I think Lumen. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
He responded to my tweets and asked a question. Did I mean, because I called it sucky roadkill. And he goes, did I mean the time off the feeds or did I mean the whole roadkill thing? And I actually don't mind roadkill.
Right.
It's better than Battle of the Block.
That's what we said. Because I tweeted back at him because we don't mind the roadkill. It was just the fact that the feeds were down for so long, right after they had a household competition and everything's happened.
So I replied to him and said that. And today he sent me an email, or not an email, he replied on Twitter that said that he's going to suggest that they maybe have the feeds on people that aren't, currently playing.
Yeah.
So I doubt it will happen, but at least they're semi-listening to us. I've never had anybody from the staff listen to anything I've whined about.
But now when it reaches Grodner, she'll give it the axe. But
Yeah, exactly.
But Heath, we love Heath now.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a friend of the show.
He's been, he's. I've liked him on Twitter since I found him on Twitter. I think last year or the year before. He designs a lot. He designs a lot of the competitions. I mean, a friend that we like him, kind of.
Well, I'll call him a friend of the show.
Yeah, there you go.
He listens to the show?
Doubtful.
No.
Well, that's not a friend of the show. A friend of the show
Right.
listens to the show.
Heath, if you're listening, let us know. Then
We'll call you a friend of the show.
All right.
Trying to give us some,
He designs a lot of the competitions that are on the show. He designed that dice competition that's been done a couple of times. I don't know how many he's done, but he's done quite several of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so the feeds went down, what was it, about 1 o'clock our time, something like that?
Yeah, sure.
1 or 2, and it came back about, I did my little music show, and as soon as I was done, the feeds came back, perfect timing.
Go.
We found out that Victor had won the roadkill competition.
Yeah.
And somehow it involved like numbers and decimal points and dollar signs and
adding up.
It was a math competition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who would you think would win the math competition?
Well, I'm really an expert at math.
God, that was the worst Bronte
I know.
impersonation I've ever
I didn't have my
heard.
helium present, so I couldn't do it well. Yes, Victor won.
Right.
And yeah, but Victor was not really smart about it. In fact, he was super stupid about it. Because as much as we don't like Frank, when he won Roadkill last week, nobody knew. Except for the couple people that he told that he knew he could trust not to mention it.
Right.
Victor right away went and told Frank.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how many people he told. But
Well, he ended up telling a bunch of people, but first he went and told Frank.
Right.
And then right after, this is another clip that's kind of hard to understand, but this is Victor telling Paul, and Paul saying, look, don't tell anybody else. Be careful who you tell.
Bad idea. I would keep that information to yourself. Do not say anything to anyone. One of us is gonna go home. I know that. The way to get back at them, they're using me and Bronte.
So Paul is saying, don't tell anybody. Keep it
Yeah.
secret. You can't trust anybody but me. And Victor at the end, if you notice, as it was fading out, he goes, I don't, this is not exactly what he said, but he basically said, I don't believe you, bro. Because he thinks he's now in with Polly and Frank.
Well, we know why, because he's buddy with Polly. They've been broing it up.
Yeah.
As Colette said.
Yes, but also, Paul didn't actually, all he said was, trust me.
I've got a
Trust
plan.
me.
Yeah,
Paul could have told him, look, they met with me at this time. They told me this. They met with you. They told me this after they met with you, and now they're going to do that. No, Paul didn't do. If someone just came to me, just trust me. And somebody like Paul, who's so far has been really clueless in the game, I'm not sure I'd believe him either.
Nope.
And especially with Victor, like I said, broing out with Polly and the others.
Nick Swartzen.
Right.
They're
and being
both
best friends. I don't blame Victor for not believing
both-
Paul in this particular conversation, just because Paul wasn't very specific at all.
They're like Dumb and Dumber or Clueless or whatever you want to call it. They're both sitting there looking at each other going like, I know what's going on. No, I know what's going on. No, neither of them knows what's going on.
Well, yeah, that's a valid point.
And who the hell, this stupid, I'm saying stupid in the way that it's being handled this year. This roadkill had lots of potential. And they're all talking. Why do you tell anybody that you've won that competition? I wouldn't even tell my alliance people.
His arrogance.
But I'm
That's
saying
Victor. That's
Arrogance and also the desire to be liked.
No, Victor wants to be. No, it's not the desire to be liked. It's the desire to impress.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Let's put all three
And
of us in the
that's
Big
just
Brother
Victor's
house.
personality.
But all three of us who said we don't want to be on Big Brother, but let's say we are, and we win the roadkill. Am I telling you, Scott? Am I telling you?
No.
Are you telling me?
Fuck no.
And we know we're not telling Colette.
Oh, fuck no.
Hey, if I won,
Yeah.
I know it would be very, very hard for me to keep. I wouldn't tell the entire house, but I mean, knowing what I know about Big Brother, I know I should keep it a secret. But it would be hard for me to keep it a secret. But I ultimately probably would. Or if I was, like,
and here we go
close
again, where the
to
vets
people,
have.
like, if I had a really close alliance, I'd tell them. But Victor doesn't even have this history of Big Brother, like in his lexicon, to make reference to, because he the guy doesn't stand a chance. He needs a few weeks to, like, if it was a total season with all newbies.
Yes.
They will need a few weeks to kind of learn the game for themselves and develop their own strategy. He has no idea who he's up against, and he's just adorably, I'm going to say adorably naive, right? He's adorably, and so hold on, I had a bunch of stuff here. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I talked about that earlier. Okay, yeah, like the vets this season, they're not playing around. I mean,
No!
I think
they're
Day
not.
is actually the laziest of them all. She actually hasn't, and Nicole is second lazy. But like Frank and James, even though James is lazy, he does strategize a lot. But they are not playing around. They are in it to win it. They all want to. And so these people who don't even know the game, they don't even know the game. They have no chance against these vets. No chance.
No chance.
Nope.
No, their only hope is if they eat
not
themselves
fucking
alive.
Fair. It is not fair. At least put people in that know the game. I feel like at
Or-
least in the coaches season, at least those people knew the game.
Or
You know
put
what I
in
mean?
no vets. Could you imagine, take out the 6 that are in there that have that game. Well, let Michelle play.
No vets in the game at all. Yes, no vets, no vets, no vets. Yeah,
Right.
that's what I want.
But I mean, no Tiffany, no Corey, no Polly, no Tiffany, no Polly, and no vets. Everybody else put them in and put 6 other newer people in. That would be fun. Now, of course, Michelle might have a bit of an advantage because she's a quote super fan. But
Doubtful.
I don't think she would.
No, she's a psychotic super fan who has other interests.
Yeah.
She'd be getting everybody fired from the house. Yes.
Oh God, she sucks. Okay, well, speaking of people that suck, I have a lot of online little disagreements with people
You must
about
be nice.
that little blonde twit by the name of Nicole.
Oh.
She drives me nuts.
Scott.
She really drives me nuts on the broadcast shows where in her DRs she's always overly whining.
Scott.
I think she said her normal everyday conversation is a whine.
You guys.
She drives me nuts.
on.
All right. So we have this girl whose name has not been brought up by anybody. She's as safe as can be. Well, somehow, and it was some weird thing that involved Tiffany, somehow she came to believe that her name was being brought up as a possible roadkill nominee. We had 90 minutes then of whining. And this is the clip that drives me nuts. And because I'm going to go refill my drink, I'm going to say why ahead of time. In this clip, she's basically saying because last week was so hard because she was HOH.
Wait, you can't go refill your drink. I have to go refill
That's
my
all right,
drink.
I'll
and
be here.
This is your clip to talk about.
Okay,
You're
well,
the
I'm going
one-
to talk about it right now.
You hate Nicole. I'm going now. I'm out.
Oh, fine. But anyway, because it was such a rough week for her last week,
yeah,
it's not fair that she should have the annoyance of being possibly on the block this week.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the person, the HOH, is a person that she put up last week. Regardless of the fact that they're, buddies.
Why does Jose not like her?
No!
God, yes.
All right. Here's a clip. Mike, take it away after it's
All
over.
right.
You wouldn't want to go up either. I just don't want to go up.
I know you don't.
I don't. I want to cry thinking about it. I did so much last freaking week that I was miserable being HOH, and now I'm going to have to go freaking
I don't think you're going to go up.
We got to make it right now.
That's Bridget.
I need to figure out how to go on the block. James is fine with it.
I don't think you're going up, sweetheart.
But now Victor got up and Paulie.
What?
I feel like Paulie wants me to go up.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
No.
Okay.
Here's the thing I was thinking.
I don't know, because I put him up like that, but he's just like, it shouldn't matter. I'm dirty. It does matter. I'm just freaked out. It's not that I don't trust anything, but I just don't want to go out there and have to, throw a comp and,
You don't have to throw a comp.
He said I have to throw it.
I was thinking about it while I was laying here. If it's you or James, y'all don't have to throw it. Y'all can win it. Y'all just have to.
Wow. Talk about some stealth whispering there. So those of you that don't listen to us with headphones, you may want to go back to catch that. Yeah. Did you hear that,
I can really
Colette?
understand it, and I have headphones on.
Yeah, I'm like squeezing
I
into my
can't.
ears.
My Roku 3 has still not arrived yet. Yeah, this is killing me because I need my Roku 3 so I can have my headphones. I made the mistake. I got it at a really good deal, but unfortunately, with that really good deal, I didn't get to do it with Prime. So I may have gotten a discount, but I almost would have rather spent the extra $20 because it would have been here like 4 days ago.
Oh,
but yeah, it's taken forever to get here, so it's very annoying. But yeah, the whispering this season is just as bad as all the other seasons, and so headphones will help. If you have, and listening to this show, I know a lot of people listening to us in Mixer, they're like, I can't hear these clips. It's so hard. You got to do it with headphones.
Yep. Earbuds for me. That's what I got in right now. And that's what I listen to all the time. Plus, you don't annoy your friends and family who all of them obviously don't like Big Brother. And so, the headphones help. Scott, just so you know, we could hardly hear a word. That's the worst clip that we've played tonight as far as being able to hear. But I know what I did hear. She's talking to Frank. She's really nervous and paranoid and whatever the hell. She's not going anywhere. She has nothing to worry about.
All right, we'll try this clip then.
All right.
I'm asking you. You said there was a secret.
Well, no, I just don't know what's going on. Someone said something about my name. Tiffany said something about my name. I don't even know what's going on.
Just relax.
Okay.
I won the competition.
You did?
Shut up.
No, honestly,
Shut up.
I don't know.
I know. Shut up. I won the competition. I did in 10 seconds the first time. Yeah.
So you're not going to put me up?
Put Tiffany up.
Okay.
Relax.
Thanks, Vic.
All right. Are you done?
Yes.
That's between us.
She already knew that Victor had won because Frank told her.
Right.
That was a little sexy. I won
Really?
the competition.
Oh.
Shut up. I won. Shut up. Shh. Don't say a word. Shh. Shut up. I won. Yeah.
You're grasping at straws for some
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think
romance.
Victor
here,
is
Colette.
becoming.
I only have a few days left with the guy, right? He's like, obviously,
probably.
I'm not going to get to do my flamenco music. I'm not
No.
flamenco porn.
Damn it.
Oh, trust me, I wanted that to work.
Oh, I wanted that so bad. Oh my god! And it's a shame that it took me till like Friday to develop these new feelings that I have for Victor. I need one of those Spanish fans to
maybe next Saturday we'll get
myself
some
down.
special audio and you can have a farewell to.
Yeah,
to-
maybe we'll see.
One other comment since we talked about the noise in the last one. So there's an example of the other problem we have with getting clips for this show. Everybody talking in the background. The kitchen is horrible.
Or
You hear
even the two
multiple-
bedrooms.
Yeah.
That telephone thing has made it so that one bedroom leaks into the other.
Yeah.
So it's been tough because, especially as we will get in farther into the show, when you have all the boys in one bedroom, especially Paul and Frank, and then you have the 3 spy girls in the other room.
Oh God!
Who couldn't whisper any quieter than they do,
unless they're squealing.
Yeah, but okay. So now, for those who think that Tiffany is really Vanessa. And you're crazy if you do. These next few clips are going to be very reminiscent of last season.
That's right. You tweeted to me in the middle of these.
Oh my God.
It's like listening to Vanessa all over again.
Yes. Now, Tiffany has been kind of in the background for the most part, all the time the feeds have been live. But she's shown paranoia at times. She's been a little... She's I don't know how to describe her, but there have been times that she's annoyed people because
she supposedly broke down in the first competition. She's like, I can't go out right away. You know, kind of like some of the vets think that she has this. First of all, not everybody in the house still knows that she's Vanessa's sister.
I don't believe that.
Well, I know. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me?
Okay, maybe you're right.
So. But she I can't go out in the first competition, and she's been quite paranoid, and that's one of the reasons that like Frank and them don't trust her necessarily.
Yeah, she's had a couple outbursts up in the HOH room,
right?
That has annoyed people. So anyway, Tiffany is talking to Frank.
Yes,
and she asks him at this point if she is going to be the Roadkill nominee.
Like, if I know if I'm going up, I just want to know.
Yeah, because I tried to talk to him and Paul came over here, and so they don't talk super open in front of me. So.
Okay, what's your gut saying that he did?
I thought he was gonna. I'm thinking he's putting up Jay. Nicole's worried. I'm like, I don't think it's you. I don't think it's you. But I'm thinking Jay. Because it makes. But at the same time, I know. Don't worry.
I know, but just you know this game always.
I know.
Being up there is like...
It sucks.
Yeah, I just, knowing ahead of time is like, causes less pressure then.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, I just have to trust in being big brother.
Yeah.
Right. It's all right.
You're good.
Frank knows that she is going up.
Yeah.
And so he's right there outright lying to her about that.
Well, those two are kind of, even though they're both in the 8-pack alliance or whatever it is, they're circling each other. They don't trust each other at all.
Yes. And so a half hour later,
right,
Tiffany finds out that, Frank is lying to her.
Did he tell you who he's putting up?
He didn't tell me. He told Frank.
Who'd he tell? What'd he say?
He said it's you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's what Vic told Frank. But it's all good.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. Frank came up and said that Vic told him once he got out of the.
Then Frank lied to me then.
About what?
Whoa.
Dude, I'm getting paranoid now.
It's okay.
Because
Shocker!
Frank said to me
What'd he say?
that he has no idea who's going up. And I go, well, I saw you talking to Vic when you got out. And he's like, no, he wouldn't tell me who it was. He wouldn't tell me who it was.
I think he doesn't want you to freak out, but I'm just telling you so that you don't freak out. So please don't freak out.
That is hilarious.
That was amazing.
Now, I
was
do
really
have
good.
I have a question. Wasn't it about the same day last year that Vanessa turned into that seriously person?
I'm sure we could look at our clips from last year's show and find some.
I I mean, the funny part of that clip was Tiffany saying, "I'm starting to get paranoid now." Bitch, please. She's been paranoid the second she stepped into that house.
Yes.
She's paranoid of the camera. She's paranoid of the viewer. She's paranoid of the game. Paranoid is Tiffany's middle name.
But in the house, when she's not paranoid, she's more social than Vanessa was. She's been out in the hot
definitely.
tub. She's been out doing stuff. She, that side of it. But yes, when it comes to the gameplay,
I don't know that I agree with that.
I think she is.
Vanessa never set foot in the pool the whole time. So Tiffany's been out in the pool in the hot tub.
She's changed hats.
Yes.
but she's there though. She's like, I have some comments on Tiffany coming up shortly.
All right, then let's.
I think
let's
it's
get
going to
to
be
that.
So the Roadkill nomination was made late Friday night, technically probably even Saturday morning, right? Roughly. Anyway.
Yeah, it was late because someone didn't believe me that it was still going to happen. I'm like,
It was after Big Brother After Dark was over, so I mean they were purposely, I believe, waiting for that to end.
Right, they had to wait for Big Brother After Dark to end so they can cut the feed so they can do it, and they came back. So.
And sure enough, the new Roadkill nominee is Tiffany.
Tiffany! Woohoo! Okay, I wanted this to happen so badly. Oh my god. Okay, I can't stand this girl. And it was on Friday, watching the feeds all day, that I realized that every time she comes on the feeds, I immediately switch cameras to another. I can't watch her. I can't listen to her talk. I can't look at her shifty eyes with her stupid hats and the zit cream on her face. Can we talk about the zit cream, please? Bitch, you are on camera. There are thousands of people watching you. Have you no pride? I don't know how she's putting the zit cream on her face, but it looks like, you know how when a guy shaves and then he cuts his face and he puts a piece of tissue on the cut?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what Tiffany's face looks like.
Oh,
looks
it
like
does.
She has hundreds of little tissues stuck to her face. And she goes through the entire night like this. The entire night. She walks around the house. She has conversations. The reason she's breaking out so much, other than the fact that she's an emotional faucet and stressed out like crazy, is because she keeps putting all this shit on her face. Oh, and she points out her pimples to people too. I can't remember who she was talking to today. Yeah, I think she was talking to Polly, and she's like, this pimple, it just keeps getting bigger. He was so grossed out. He's like, well, stop touching it. Like, she's gross. She creeps me out. She is so off-putting. Anyone stuck in a conversation with her is never there for long. They always try to escape. She would make a fantastic Saturday Night Live character, the girl you never want to be around.
Now that's not a bad idea.
That's her. That's Tiffany.
Okay. Well, I mean, one thing that the two of them have in common, I'm talking about Tiffany and her sister,
yes,
is tears.
I swear anything that I'm not getting, like, you have to tell me, Michelle. I won't blow up your game. Just tell me if I'm
No, I promise
just
you.
please just tell me.
I would. Seriously, I would tell you.
promise?
Yes.
You swear on
yes.
like anything like
Yes. I swear on my family.
Okay, because like you never know in this house, like crazy shit happens, you know,
No,
like my
I haven't
paranoia.
heard anything. They want big.
I know, but it's just sometimes I feel like I don't say anything about my crying too, please.
No, I won't.
I don't make you uncomfortable. I just
You don't.
honestly,
I know you trust
I just
me.
want you to like tell me like for real, like
I would seriously.
because I wouldn't freak out.
I want someone to tell me too, and I'm telling you the truth.
Because like, it'd be so dumb for like, especially us girls. Like I'd be 100% trying to protect everyone, you know.
Right. Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry. Like there's nothing you have to worry about.
She sounds so sincere.
Yeah.
I know being in that chair is not easy, trust me, I know.
I just want to trust you guys, like, not you guys. I just want to trust the side of the house that's like, it's all, the plan is like the plan, you know?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been the plan.
I haven't heard anything different.
We would tell you.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything different.
Okay.
And my thing is, the beauty about your situation is, you have no...
Yeah, go away, Dave.
Oh, please. Yeah, if she was on the block, let's have someone else tell her the beauty of that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Davon, you're on the block, but the beauty of that situation. Oh, bitch, please.
The only thing missing from that clip was Nicole saying the beauty of it too, because we just heard how annoying it would be for Nicole to be on the block.
Can you imagine Tiffany and Vanessa in the same room when they're both crying?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
god. Oh my. Okay, is it really weird that they talk the exact. I have two
They
sisters.
are.
I don't sound anything like my sisters, and our personalities are all completely different. It's not normal how alike her and Vanessa are. I don't think that's a normal thing. I mean, sisters don't have the same voice unless you're twins.
They're 18 months apart. That's what
That's
they
not
say.
twins.
That's not my two little sisters are 18 months apart.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
know.
look anything like it's very strange how alike they are. That's
Oh, they're-
unusual for sisters to be like. Usually, sisters are not that alike or sound alike. Exact same voices.
Oh God, no kidding.
Oh,
Maybe they are the same person.
Shut up.
It ain't happening, Scott.
Yeah, I know. Well, this doesn't make her any happier because Frank once again lies.
You good, Tiff?
Yeah. I mean, did you just not want me to freak out in front of everyone?
Yeah, I was worried about it being in the hallway, and
Okay.
I was like, shit. I knew Victor was right there in the
Yeah.
damn kitchen, and I didn't know who was in the back bedroom.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I just was like, I wanted to wait and kind of talk to you whenever we could all sit there and get together.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm not super shocked that I'm up there. Just
I kind of was. I thought for sure he was putting up James.
Oh God.
like, did he tell you why?
Huh?
Did he tell you why?
He thought that James would be too obvious. Is the big thing. He's like, because he honestly thinks that nobody thinks he won. He's trying to hide it that it was him.
Everyone in the entire
I
house
know.
knows. He's that oblivious.
He's oblivious.
And he's sitting there doing this to me in the kitchen. I wanted to fucking sock the shit out of him. He's massaging my back. Are you okay?
Yeah.
He's never touched me before in his life. Now he's all acting like, are you kidding me right now?
Boy, that sounded like her sister. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Frank didn't need to lie in that there. He had a good explanation at first. It was like, we were in the hallway. I didn't want you freaking out. But then he had
But
to...
he thinks he's in control of the game. He thinks he's the puppeteer, and he kind of is. But in this, he kind of lost control of a couple of his strings.
Yeah,
and,
he did.
And things went a little haywire.
All right, so that concludes Friday. And we move into Saturday, which started off with the have-nots being chosen. Instead of the HOH picking, it was the lowest scores in the least berries, I guess, they had in that HOH competition. And it was Paul, Day, and Zakia, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think you have something to say
It wasn't
there?
lowest scores. It was the team that scored the lowest. Because at first I thought it was the lowest scores, which didn't make sense because like, well, then that means that Nicole got a pass. But it actually was the team that scored the lowest. Their team was the lowest score.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually love the way the have-nots were chosen. And I have a theory. Okay. Do you think they did this as an attempt to get James to stop throwing the HOH competitions if he knows that he could now possibly be a have-not as
that's
a result
interesting.
of doing poorly?
No, I don't.
Shut up. That's such a good theory.
No, because James said, I expect to be a have-not because I want Victor to be weak for the power veto competition. I'm sorry.
No. That's different. That's different. That's he wanted Polly when they thought Polly was going to pick.
Right.
He was like, "Go ahead and do it. Pick my team because we want Victor to be weak." Then production decided, "No, we're not going to let Polly pick
throw
this time.
swerve.
Oh,
It's going to be the team that lost." That means if James keeps throwing these comps,
yes,
then he could be
right.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure, I go with that then.
Yeah, I agree with that. That makes
I think that's why they. I think that it's a possibility. It's a theory I'm working on.
I think it could be not letting the players try to run the game as much as they think they can. Expect the unexpected. Yes.
Oh,
Don't
say that.
How much more can they run it? They're running every aspect of his game. And this teams thing is letting them run it even more. I think this teams thing is almost backfiring for production.
Definitely
in ways that they didn't even imagine. That the vets have sort of figured out little loopholes.
Yeah.
To make it advantageous to them. Yeah. The production's like, oh shit, we didn't even think about that.
Right.
So when the have-not thing happened, they also found out what their specialty food is. And actually, I think I can make it through this week. They got red, white, and blue colored fruits and yogurt. I could live a week on fruit.
Blackberry. Do you know how expensive blackberries are at the grocery store?
Yeah,
it's
berries,
like
right?
$4 for like 20 blackberries.
Yeah.
I'm a big smoothie girl. I love fruit. I'm like super healthy, eating healthy fruits and vegetables all the time. Do you know how expensive that shit? I will go and move into the house and live on the stuff that they have this week just to get a week of free berries.
Yeah, we were talking a few weeks ago about the fruit diet.
Right.
Yeah. I'm thinking of doing that soon. I might do it like a fruit cleanse for a week. But and I think was it Andy Herron that tweeted like, fuck you, whoever gave us like head cheese. What was it, head cheese and and awful or something else like his because I have not. He's like, they get berries. Really? Yeah. We got head cheese. Screw you. Yeah.
Mike, you wanted to talk something about this whole have-not thing too.
What? Oh gosh! Now you got me caught by the
older clip.
The older clip
from earlier in the week.
God, I'm lost.
I know what the clip is.
Paul and Jose talking about have-nots.
Oh no! This is about Colette. Yes, Colette. So there had been a discussion that Colette talked about.
You don't need to explain.
Just play the clip. But know that Jose is in this clip because it was from the last experience of being a have-not.
Okay.
So this is the second. So play the clip. I'm sorry.
So have-not beds.
Yo, fuck the have-not beds.
Yes.
If they're all right, I'm a team player. I was stoked. I was like, yeah, I get to be a have-not. I get to be silly. I'll embody it. I'll embody this experience. It's fun. I don't care. Fuck the have-not beds. I have like chronic back pain because of this bumper car that I have to Tetris my ass into, and then it's not only fitting in this car, it's finding a comfort zone, and then you move around in your sleep, you can't move, you get stopped, and then you freak out because you can't move. Claustrophobia, you have to get your ass up, realize you're in a bumper car, readjust. I would wake up 4 to 5 times every night for 1 week because of those goddamn bumper beds. I can't. Those beds are terrible. I will never lose another have-not competition strictly because of those shitty beds.
Hell no. And you might think it's a fake car that's a bed. No,
it's a real bumper car.
It's a real bumper car with a bed inside. It's a real bumper car. Trust me, it's real. And we do have the curl in it, and we do hurt our backs, and we do hurt our necks, and sometimes we have stiff necks when we wake up out of the motherfucking bed.
Stiff necks, stiff backs, stiff hips. Not only that, there's all sorts of bright lights and shit going on in there. You're going to have a seizure. It's like in a techno room. It's like you at a rave. You turn the lights off. It's just a million of these going off. So it's impossible to sleep. And then there's a giant-ass clown playing it on the side of the room. So if you're afraid of clowns, forget it. Yeah.
Miss Colette?
I told you. I told you. I told you. It is not fair, and it's possibly causing major physical damage that they'll have to deal with down the road. Big Brother fans, you guys, if you need something to complain about this. I may not like 90% of the people in the house, but I don't want them to have back problems for the rest of their lives. And if this is your first show that you're listening to, go back. Was it last week? I went on a huge rant about these beds and how they're going to hurt these people's backs. And that's
it was last week.
I told you so. I told you.
And that was the best Paul rant he's had. He's tried this a million times. This is the only one that worked.
It was good.
Okay, so we heard, just a few minutes ago, Tiff was so offended that she may be nominated, and she was nominated. Well, now she has a plan.
See what would be really funny, and it's never been done in Big Brother without having bad repercussions. So I'm putting myself out on the line kind of for it, but I trust us to do this. Is if, let's just say I won the thing, I can't pull myself off, right?
Won what?
Let's say I won the veto. Let's just say I won it. I would never pull myself off because he would have to put a replacement and Vic would be safe.
If you win, he's safe.
No. If I win, I don't have to pull myself off.
Oh, you can
I could pull somebody else off. Now that is
funny.
That is funny, right?
That would be funny. I didn't think about that.
God, she sounds
that would be funny. Yeah, honestly.
I would just have to fucking trust.
Not see that coming. No one would see that coming. That would be hilarious, though.
And then he would feel super safe because he's like, oh, well, I get to put the replacement up. Oh, God. You guys should throw it to me. But I better fucking trust you ass motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. No doubt about it. But that would be funny, though.
And no one's ever done that and like actually gotten away with it.
First time I heard that, I thought, what the fuck is she talking about? But then when I listened to it again, I understood her point. I
Right.
still would not do it.
She is so weird.
Yes.
She is so weird. She's got all this nervous energy that's building up inside of her because of her paranoia, and she has no way to get it out but to talk to the one person who has zero power, Corey. Right? And flip her weirdo ideas and laugh at her own stupid jokes like a loon. Did you hear that laugh? She's like, that would be so funny. I'm like, oh my god, she's fucking nuts. She's insane. Yeah, she's weird. Last week, I can't remember what week I said. Yeah, I think it was last week. I said I was wrong about her and she's not as weird as I thought. No,
Yeah.
I was right. She's totally weird.
She is a weirdo.
Completely right.
Yeah. So she went to James to tell her this idea.
Let's
Tell
it comes
him.
down to like Vic and I, like in whatever. This is just a worst case scenario. Vic gets picked. It's between him and I, like whoever's gonna win, like because he would have beat everyone else. Let's just say it was him and I.
Yeah, then you
I would have to win.
Yeah.
And if I won, I wouldn't be able to take myself off. If we really want to get rid of Vic, I'd have to pull somebody else down.
Yeah.
Is that like what would you do if you were in my shoes?
I'd try to win it, for sure, if it came down to you and Vic, but, and then,
Would you use it on someone else, or would you?
yeah, you have to.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, if not worst case scenario, you're gonna have to just trust the team then.
And you would do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
It'd
saying.
be dumb. Like, in everybody else's eyes, you'd be like, what?
I
You got
know.
the veto, you're not using it to pull yourself
That's what I'm
down.
thinking. Like,
That's very bold.
what I'm
But,
saying.
you know what?
do you think people in the
would
house
love
would
you
like?
It would just go to show, like, you really trust your team. Like, that's,
And you would do that?
I would do that.
But you're a bold player.
Well, I trust my team,
I do too.
you know?
Bullshit. James would never do that.
She's so paranoid being on the block that she's literally going from person to person, hoping to find one to tell her that it's okay to win. Right?
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
She did this more. She did this more to other people. She
Yeah.
did this
But
exact same conversation.
With the same giggle.
But this is again why you don't tell people you won the roadkill.
Yeah.
Because if nobody knew that Victor won it, then
Oh god, that would have been so fun. She would have been so freaked out if she didn't know.
She didn't know, so she's got to play it, and then Victor isn't the one that goes back up in her play.
As caliente as Victor is becoming to me, he really fucked up with that.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
Really
he
did.
did.
He did.
He kind of ruined his own game there.
Yeah.
All right. One thing that was kind of starting to simmer that it gives me a little bit of hope for the future. A little bit, not a whole lot, a little bit.
Yes.
Devon and Zakiya are starting to be a little skeptical about Frank.
And this is the fucked up part. He's gonna cut all of us off and be sitting next to Natalie because she ain't did shit all season. And that's how you gonna win this game.
Yep.
That pisses me off.
Oh, for sure.
That pisses me off. Because I really wanted a final three with me, you and him. And then we slice his ass at the end. But I can't afford to do that. He's gotta go early. And he keep pushing this. Let's get Tiffany out. Let's get Tiffany out. Truth be told, Tiffany with that fatal 5 shit, she's automatically gonna vote for one of us. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
No. But
Honestly, if anybody's deserving in this house, it's me and you. Like,
you feel me?
They got jobs.
That's out.
They nurses.
That's out.
Marketing.
That's
Science. That's out.
Government, a push, like, no.
No.
That's out. I'm just sitting here listening to him talk, and I'm like,
Just so you see me turn around. I just kept turning around. Just like, this is bullshit.
seriously?
And I was like, I already knew you read through it. I was just like, that's why I was just like, no. Like when he said something about Natalie, like, no. Because the same people are all gonna vote for you. This is what you do.
Bridget should go to the end because Bridget fucking loves
you.
Fucking loves
And
it.
she
Guaranteed vote for
the
you.
ground that you walk on. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But he's controlling it in a very subtle, indirect way. When he called me a slut, I almost smacked shit out of him. I had to remember.
Yeah, a few minutes before that, he had jokingly called her a slut, and so I'm going to slapped, whatever.
And he was calling her. They were calling each other names.
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, so wait. Now they decide that Frank is control. Now,
Yeah.
it's their own fault. They let Frank take over the game. They let him call the shots. And you know what? I think I'm over. I'm officially over Zakiya now. I'm going to start calling her the lump.
Oh,
do you know what do you know what she does all day? She wraps herself in a blanket and she lays in the HOH room listening to Polly's music. She looks like a lifeless lump. Polly wanted to take a nap and the bitch wouldn't leave his room. And when she finally does go downstairs, she just rewraps her blanket and lumps out again. She hasn't made one decision for herself. She lets Day do all the thinking. Remember back on day one when they entered the house and she was with Paul and wanting to get the vets out? They even played that clip on the fucking broadcast show. That was exciting.
Yes.
Now she's boring. And then if you heard towards the end of that clip, Zakiya said that if anyone was deserving of winning, it's her and Day because they're not as successful. I don't know if you could hear it, but
I heard that.
You know, she quoted the other people, their other jobs. They're in marketing, they're in medical sales, they're nurses. So she was saying that because their jobs are not as successful as the others, that they deserve to win Big Brother.
Yeah, I heard that too. And also...
I'm not done.
Okay.
That doesn't make you deserving to win Big Brother. Since when does not having a good job make you a good Big Brother player? That comment really bothered me. So yeah, I'm done with Zakiya. She lays around all day doing nothing, yet she feels like the most deserving to win this game. Bitch, please.
The good people are going to win this game. The good people.
No.
The other thing is, did you notice Day kind of saying, you and me have final two?
Oh, yeah.
And she actually said it another time. She said, how amazing would it be to have two beautiful black women
Yes.
in the final two?
That's the clip I was looking at earlier today. In the bathroom, she said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scott, you didn't mention that the Day and Zakiya are the two POV players, right? Did you?
Oh, oh, yeah, we kind of...
Yeah,
we did.
they were the two extra.
Yeah, we must get that correct because we were wrong last week.
Oh, were we?
Oh, we didn't know the info, actually, last week.
Okay.
The POV players, obviously, they're Polly, Paul, Bronte, and Tiffany.
Right.
Then Day's chip was pulled out.
Right.
Then Paul got a house guest choice, and he chose Zakiya.
Okay.
Pussy.
Yeah, pussy. Pussy.
Oh, yeah, because he could have killed Victor, and he didn't.
Yes.
There he is.
He is all talk and no show.
Right.
Yeah.
So the POV began at 4 p.m. Big Brother time yesterday. It took about 2.5 hours, and Polly won.
Right.
Polly won.
Oh, not my Latin lover.
And it was a modified version of the Technotronics game. They had to spell words, but individual letters had different points.
Kind of like Scrabble, probably.
They've
or
done that
Words with
before, where
Friends.
the letters have the points.
Like Scrabble or Words with Friends, that kind of thing. The letters have different point values.
Right. Do I have this clip here? Yes, I do. Hang on. Day is now pissed off at her supposed friend, Tiffany.
Oh, yes.
Should I feel some type of way? Counted your letters. Yes, when I was stacking them, she went over to my thing and went like this, and then started doing hers and remixing hers. And I'm like, I'm on your team. Why would you try to beat me? Do you think that she was trying to not beat you? No, she was trying to because she counted mine and then she ran back and got more letters. I feel some type of way. Like, why would you do that? But she only did it to me. She didn't do it to nobody else. She only did it to me. That's weird. I'm gonna get her.
Goddamn whispers.
Yeah.
Basically, what she was saying is in that first round, which is when Day was eliminated.
Right.
Tiffany and her had at one point the same number of letters. Tiffany looked over, counted her score, and then ran and got another letter to make her word longer.
Right.
And so Day is pissed off. We got this going and you're safe. Why did you go do that?
Yes.
Well, how about Day makes a better word?
Yeah.
It's not up to Tiffany to make Day be like a better competitor. Like in the other clip, we have Zakiya being all entitled. We don't have good jobs. We deserve to win. Now we have Day like doing the same thing about like, how dare she spell a better word than me? Just play the fucking game.
Exactly.
Why don't you make a good word?
So I have to admit, Paulie had a good word. He won with sustainability.
That's really good. That's a really good word.
Yes.
Hate to say that, but that's a
Yeah.
really good word.
And they all had 9 or 10 letter words, which, God, most of the seasons we've been watching, a 10-letter word?
Yeah, I think Michelle said that, right? Yeah, that they all had 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely.
Okay, so now you would think, Paulie won. The idea is to get Victor out. You would think that maybe they would take down Bronte and throw Victor up because Victor and Paul were friends.
No one ever thought that.
Well, I was still kind of surprised by this plan.
Yeah, who do you think you should? Yeah, that's a good question about who should. Oh no, I figured I was going to take Paul down because
he
talked
picked
to him.
and he picked Zakia.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of surprised.
No, because I feel like Paul and Victor might split the votes.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was always a promise. That was even the kind of a promise Paulie made to Paul when they were devising this whole back.
Paul's been the more loyal of the two.
Yeah.
Bronte really isn't even talking with them.
No, they were going to reward Paul if he behaved.
Bronte knows what's going on, but she's not really being included that much.
But I understand they don't know about the buyback thing. They don't know someone's coming back, even though they think that it's a possibility.
Right.
Victor is still oblivious to what's going on, and Paulie tells Paul that he's gonna take all the blame for it, so Paul feels no heat.
Right.
So if Victor is the one that comes back, even though he might have otherwise thought that Paul was in on it, he's going to go right after Paulie, which I would like. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we get to see if Victor comes. We just don't know who's going back after. What we know about Victor probably going out is that it's going to make it tougher for Jose to come back in.
Right. Right.
See, I would have said that these people would have revenge on their minds, right? And they're going to come back and they're going to avenge their eviction. They're going to go after who evicted them. But we saw last week's eviction. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing. Paul was like Paul was like a kitty cat afterwards. Like, oh, what was that? Jose's gone. Okay, whatever. He didn't care. He was going to punch people in the face and raise hell. Remember? So was Victor. Nothing happened.
That's
Nothing
a valid
happened.
point.
Nothing is going to happen with whoever
It's
comes
all right,
back.
guys. It was just a game.
No matter who it is going to come back and be like, hey, yeah, you got me out. I'm back. And whoever comes back in is not going to win. They're not going to win. They're going to be voted out again.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah, at some point before the final three.
Right. They never last.
No, they don't.
Okay, so now a few minutes ago we played clips where Day and Zakia were final two. They were in it to the end. They were the least successful in the house, so they were the most deserving of winning. Well, now things are changing a little bit, or is Day just talking shit?
Well, I will tell you something. Those girls, that one day when we were stuck in that room forever and ever and ever, they said they want a girl, they really want a girl to win this season, and that they were almost talking about how they want like all the girls to band together.
Okay, now I had a dream.
I have a dream.
One of these sessions, I don't know, that we got rid of Paul, we got rid of Vic, and then we got rid of Frank. And once
that was Frank.
We went to Bronte, to Bridget, went to Natalie.
Dave, we have to start thinking about this stuff.
Oh gosh,
you know
that fucking dream.
It's going to be impossible to get out.
James.
And
James. Oh, Frank. Yes. Oh, fuck yeah.
Fucking doing everything in the
East. Frank is somebody I cannot sit next to in the end. You cannot sit next to in the end. James, we can't sit next to in the end. Zakia, we can't sit next to in the end.
There you go.
Zakia, we can't sit.
She's loved by everybody. I feel like we're equally hated.
Hated, like, not hated, but intimidated.
Yeah.
Intimidated by.
I think it's a
No, you're hated.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you might have a, like.
Not I can't stand my ass.
What?
I think everybody is waiting for me.
We can't be next to Zakia at the end.
Because she's loved. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They're playing the game.
Yeah, but I don't Yeah, it's Tiffany and Day.
It was hysterical when she tells Tiffany, we're the most hated. And Tiffany's like, no, we're not hated. No, we're not hated. Paranoia. I'm not hated. I'm not hated. Am I hated? Am I hated? Can you see my zits? Am I really hated? See my zits? My hat? Should I put on a different hat? I'll put on a different hat. Am I hated?
God, that's so funny.
Oh.
Okay, so then when should Frank go? And this conversation continues.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, just in general, like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, these boys are just too much.
I say we start getting them out of here, and then if we start getting them out of here, and they want to have that conversation. I feel that way, though. Like,
that we need to work with who's, like, super about Art 8 and, like, doesn't want to revert from it, like, ever.
Yes. Yeah.
And I can't, like, I don't want to, I know we trust each other a lot.
I think that's a situation where we would have to get them out and then kind of be like, look, at this point you don't have a choice. Roll with it or you gotta go. And I think she would have on board.
At what point, though, do you think that this needs to happen? What do you mean after Frank?
After Frank.
Oh, you think we can get Frank out?
I think so.
When, though? Do you think that we could do it? I know we could do it. We'd have to, I know that Nicole, would probably be on board.
Has she said anything?
Huh?
Because I'm scared to go to her about it.
I know those 3 girls are super on board, so, like, to make them feel safe, and they have nobody right now. This would be like...
Yes, we can talk more about this. 100%. Because if they're on board, fuck yeah. Get them all out of here and it'd be a house full of women. Never happened ever before.
Oh, no, please, God, no.
Frank out before jury would be the best thing ever, though.
Yeah, and actually, I don't think we have this in a clip, but Day said earlier that Frank only wants people that will vote for him to be in the jury, and which I think we will get to, where Frank is adamant about getting Tiffany out very soon, because Frank and Tiffany hate each other. So watch the way he's playing and the people he wants to target. It's all people that are in no way going to vote for him to win. So Day is right, saying that Frank only wants people in the jury that are going to vote for him to win.
Right.
And that's his methodology for eviction.
That's actually the next clip here, where they talk about Tiff. Paulie and Frank.
If Tiffany ends up going before one of those 3, then,
I don't think that's a bad idea either.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that was something that we discussed. If she does end up going beforehand, then there's a possibility of having
Bridget, Paul, and Natalie. Yeah. And the thing is, I just feel like we can get in there in any 3 of their ears if they win an HOH.
Yeah.
I just feel like Tiffany wins an HOH, I'll go up on the block. If they're
she'll try and do something.
Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah.
That's never going to happen, and I don't want Tiffany in power because I hate her so much, but at the same time, I do kind of want her to put Frank on the block. I'm very torn. I'm emotionally torn about this.
Emotionally torn.
Yeah. Because I don't know what I want, because I hate them both so much.
Yes, same here. Okay, well, there are 3 voices we really haven't heard so far in this show.
There's a reason for that.
And there is a reason.
We don't need to.
And these clips are kind of show why.
Oh, no.
Yes, we're talking about the Spy Girls. And if you're wondering why we haven't played much of their audio, well, this clip kind of shows.
Oh, no.
No, I know. I want to see how the noms go. Like, I feel like we already know who's leaving this week. That's the plan unless it's changed. Wait, that's the word around town. Who's leaving? That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard too. Yeah. But like, they've told Victor Tiffany's leaving.
Well, that's part of the plan. It's like to blindside. That's what a back door is,
Yeah.
But we obviously have to wait and see. We can't lose Tiff right now because
Well, I just confused because she was supposed to throw the comp and she was trying to win it. Yeah. That's what threw me off. I mean, I clicked my 10 letters in within seconds of her. So I got confused. And I was like, the plan was to get Victor out, which meant she had to throw the comp, and she wasn't trying to throw it. So that's why I think
she did that?
I have no idea. That's why I'm like, is there another plan that we don't know of?
Maybe, I don't
that's
know.
not getting Victor out.
You don't even know the original plan.
So in that clip, one of them were filing. If I had heard that clip before we went on air, I would have said, "Don't play that." God,
No,
that was awful. One of them was filing their nails.
No, we must make our listeners suffer like we do.
Yeah.
When getting
Oh
The combination,
God,
I mean,
that
when,
was brutal.
when filing nails is louder than the talk, you know you have problems. Plus, you have those stupid boys in the next bedroom over.
Yeah.
So they don't know if the backdoor Victor plan is still on because nobody tells them because they don't matter.
Right.
Bless their clueless hearts.
Yes.
They're so cute.
So now, but if it is still in play, maybe they want to go against the grain.
We might have to see Victor. Possibly. Do you think?
Why?
I don't know.
I
think we need Tiffany. I think we need Tiffany because she will take a swing at Frank. She will because she doesn't like him. I was just sitting here when I found that out.
The votes will only go down, so if it comes time for Tiffany to take a swing at Frank, and she has 3 votes if none of us are nominated.
It's pretty sad when Bridget, whatever it is.
Why do you keep calling her that? It's Bridget. Bridget.
Well, it's how it's spelled. Anyway.
No, it's Bridget.
Okay, it's pretty sad though when she is the voice of reason of that three.
No, but see, okay, so in that clip, Natalie says, "I think we need to save Victor," and Bridget says, "Why?" And then Natalie says, "I don't know." That was the clip. Okay, so I looked at it differently. Natalie wanted to say Victor. See, I thought that was a very promising idea. That was a strategic game idea. They could campaign on Victor's behalf. Maybe pull Tiffany over. It might not work, but they don't know that yet because they don't even know anything about the game, right? They need to play the fucking game. And let's think about, like we said before, nobody has really campaigned at all. Even Jose, he didn't even really campaign.
Nope.
And I have a feeling when Victor gets put up, he's not going to campaign because they don't know what campaign means. They don't know that's what you're supposed to do. They don't know that kiss the ring is what you do when a new HOH is crowned. They don't know you're supposed to go up there and make your case, right? Nobody has made pitches. Nobody has proposed deals. Last season, we had deals out the ass. You do this for me, I'll keep you safe the next 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. They are all letting the game play itself. So here we have Natalie making what's, a reasonably good suggestion for her own safety. And then Bridget just immediately poo-pooing it. She's like, oh, why? And then that's it. Bridget knows nothing. Bridget hasn't done shit. And you want to know what Bridget's big plan is?
Cookies.
This is Bridget's big plan. Okay? Her big strategic plan. Let's put out feelers. I'm not lying.
No, you're not. But her other plan is
just put out feelers. Let's put out feelers and let's see what everybody else is doing.
Her other plan is to keep making cookies so that she can listen in on conversations.
Yeah.
Hey, she makes damn good cookies. They all say.
Oh, shush. So it is. Excuse me, I have to go. It is ridiculous how horrible the casting is this season.
Oh God.
Picking fresh, clueless newbies who have never seen the fucking show is fine in an all newbie season. But having them play with vets, and these vets who are pretty headstrong and experienced and lasted a really long time, except for Day, it's totally unfair. How can that lead to an interesting game? What drama have we had so far? None. Nothing interesting has happened. No one is trying to fight the status quo. Nominations are made, and that's that. Everyone spends the rest of the week by the fucking pool. Right. Robin Cass has cast some stinkers in the past, but this is ridiculous. She had single-handedly ruined the season.
This makes the Victor season, the Derek season look like intelligent casting.
But in Robin's defense,
knew
she
the
may not
game.
have picked. She may not have picked the returnee. She only picked the newbies.
I don't
Just
care.
saying.
No, stop it. Don't defend this bitch because she's cast.
I never have.
No, she's horrible.
All right.
She's the worst casting director in Hollywood, and she needs to be stopped before she can wreak more havoc on our shows.
Well, we have a couple more clips from the dismal trio here. But this one I find kind of interesting because, I mean, Bridget does have a valid point. Now go back to when her team won HOH the other day. They won the HOH competition, and so they had to pick one of them to be the HOH.
Yes.
Here's what Bridget has to say.
I think one cards you could play, because people usually have sympathy, be like, look, like, I really would love to see my family.
Ugh.
Like, I'm getting really homesick, like, I need this. And usually in that moment, people would be like, even though they might regret it, they'll be like, oh, okay, like, let's just, she misses her boyfriend.
Oh, go ahead.
Does everyone have to agree in the group?
Yes.
You too.
And here's the other thing, how I fucking know I'm on the outskirts of my team, is that when we were doing the comp, we were getting close and we were discussing, so who's taking HOH, who's taking it? Frank was discussing, like, while we were all switching and continuing the comp. And I was there and Michelle was there and he was like, who's taking it? It's either Polly or Michelle. So it's like I wasn't even an option. They don't want to give it to me because I'm not a part of what they are. You know what I'm saying? I know that. And he made it very apparent.
You didn't know until then?
Yeah, no kidding. He didn't know it until. What about when there's
No,
walked out?
I believe she didn't know it because she has no idea, because she was in a weird position being that roadkill nomination
Oh,
last
she
week.
what? So that was Bridget talking at the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember,
No, it's Bridget saying, so, if your team wins and you have to pick the HOH that we were
Right.
talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And she's like, Frank ran the whole thing and said, who's it going to be, Michelle or Polly?
Right.
Didn't even bring her name up.
Remember when we talked about very poorly about alliances and stuff last week? I mentioned that there was the 8-pack, and then the 8-pack did not include Polly. Polly is not part of this 8-pack, even though alliances are they're kind of getting scrambled. But Bridget was the other person that was kind of the 9th and 10th member, so she still did feel like she was kind of on the edge with these guys. But obviously, it became apparent to her there that she wasn't.
Yeah.
Because Frank didn't give her the time of day. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier I don't like that whole thing where they get a pick.
Yeah, it's
HOH.
bullshit.
Oh,
It's bullshit.
Teams just suck.
Because Frank's like I said, he's the one calling the shots. He's the one in charge. What's Bridget going to say? No, I want to be it. And then actually, I would have liked it if they all got into a fight.
Yes.
Showed it. That would have been good.
But again, they're not coaches, but they might as well be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. They're letting him lead him around.
Yeah. All right, so we conclude this conversation of pretty much nothingness with the thing that Natalie always goes back to. We could have a clip per day of this theme, so this will be the one time we play it this year.
Because honestly, girl, as of now, the game is set. Those men are going straight to the finale. We'll be lucky
Unless we shake them. Unless we take down a big person and shake them up.
Need all the girls in this house to come together.
But if you get them together too early on, it's obvious. Yeah, I know.
I do not think Zakia will go against Polly. I think
Me
they
neither.
legitimately
And I
like
don't
each
think
other.
Nicole will go against Corey, to be honest.
Natalie will never forget her Spice Girls album.
Every conversation Natalie has in the house with another girl, every single one, she says, we need a girls' alliance. I want a girl to win.
Yes.
Every day. She probably says it like 5 times a day, and that's not an exaggeration.
No, it might be, in fact, the other way around.
Yeah.
She says it more than that. You're being conservative.
Yeah. So in that conversation, she said, we need to get a girls' alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's her contribution.
Yes.
There is a girl.
Thank you, cheerleader.
There is a girls' alliance. It's the 5 other girls. Not
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
All the other
fatal
girls but
5
you.
doesn't include them. Oh.
All right. Well, we have one more Natalie clip.
Yes.
And I just don't know what to think about this.
I think,
Mike, you set it up. You set
I
this
think
up.
it gives all men hope out there.
I have a comment when we're
NFL cheerleader, whatever she does, and she's talking, and they're talking about guys in the house, and Natalie kind of chimes in. And by the way, Since we talked about noises earlier, here's some more noises that we have to deal with in the house.
Yeah, and I even cut some out. Bridget is eating.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What if me and James end up dating?
Would you really date him?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He's my type. Sweet, funny. He's a good guy. Like, the way he talks about his first girlfriend, I'm like, and the way, like, everything he talks about, like, I'm like, you used to pick up your girlfriend's makeup, like, you're my dream come true.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
I don't believe that for one second. She's feeling left out of the showmance scene. We have Polly and Zakiya and Nicole and Corey, which aren't even going to amount to anything. Who is there left for Natalie to like? Not Frank. He's got a girlfriend.
And he smells.
No way, Paul. That leaves James, her only option. That's why she said.
Remember in
Oh my God,
Mike.
Yes.
Remember in the pre-show interviews.
Yes.
She was the one that it definitely wants a showmance. She openly stated it, and all three of us predicted it would be the boring Corey.
Yes.
Well, as Colette said,
she needs to move in on Corey because actually, I mean, Nicole thinks he's cute, but Nicole's not going to make a move. She learned her lesson with Hayden. Nicole's not going to hook up with Corey. I think Natalie, that's what Natalie should do. Natalie should totally make a move on Corey, wedge her way in there.
Oh, there you go.
Get it on.
There you go. Why not?
But Mike, here, okay, for you, if Natalie and James,
yes,
if they happen, if they make sweet love, I will do a Natalie and James erotica porno thing.
Oh God!
All right,
Lord help us.
I will celebrate them in your honor, Mike.
Thank
All
you.
Right, so you know,
I think everyone's looking forward to that now, or
Right.
at least a good portion of people.
Right.
Well,
That's funny. All right, so as the night was ending, it was kind of a weird little scene here at the end because two of the cams were awake, and it had the dumb girls and Tiffany and some other people, and then two of them looked like people were sleeping. Well, it turned out that people were not sleeping. It was Polly and Frank talking about the future, and we had already played that clip earlier where the two of them were talking about Tiffany.
Right.
But now they're talking also about how they plan on ending this season.
Like I said, my main thing is protecting you and Corey, and then, you know what I mean, if we can somehow fucking make that happen, it is, but I told you I got you.
Yeah.
Got you to that fucking final point.
And honestly, I love Corey. But a final four of me, you, Z, and Nicole isn't bad either. Because here's the deal. Any one of those four wins, if me and you win the POV, we're going to send one of the girls home. If either one of the girls win the POV, they're sending the other girl home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's not a bad idea right there.
And Corey would be happy with fifth place.
Corey would be happy with fifth place.
Corey would be happy if someone spoke to him tomorrow morning. Corey would be happy if someone stayed and listened to the entire length of one of his stories.
Corey would be happy if someone laughed at his goat burn story.
Corey would be happy if they had a panty raid in the house one night.
Oh God!
Corey would be happy if one of them date raped another girl. That would make Corey happy. I'm trying to think of fraternity things, right? Corey would be happy if anything that happens at a frat happens in that house. That would make Corey happy.
That's sadly.
That date rape thing was funny.
Yes, I laughed. I laughed.
Come on.
Oh God. Well, that pretty much ends Saturday. And we all thought that we would be scrambling for clips today on Sunday, because I think most of us thought that because of the 4th of July, the POV meeting would be held today.
Right.
And it didn't happen. And I just, checked to see if we missed anything. And no, nothing's happening today. It's a pool day.
Yeah, well, we're wrong.
So
they're gonna at some point they're gonna have to do it tomorrow, but they usually lock them inside because they have a big party in the parking lot next to the house.
Right. So the feeds will be down tomorrow night for a few hours.
Right.
But sometime during the day they will have the POV meeting, and Paul will be taken down. Victor will be put up. We might have a few minutes of hopefully. It's hard to say these days. We like to predict that there will be fireworks.
Literal fireworks.
Yes,
in the house.
but I think in this case there may be. I don't think Victor will take this sitting down. Do you?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. We played early on the clip of Paul saying to Paulie, "I'm just gonna I'll put him up and just say, hey, that's it. Your game's over," kind of thing. It's like I don't know what Victor's gonna do. We thought that Jose was gonna light it up too, and look at what he did.
Yeah,
So,
I mean. So my suggestion is...
I don't think he knows enough to campaign. I don't think he knows that part of the game that's what he's supposed to do.
He'll probably think that Bronte is the is the target.
That's probably what Paul
That's another option. Yeah, he may think he's totally safe and that Bronte's out. So he may not even try anything. His only chance, and it's like the narrowest of chances, is to try to turn everybody against Tiffany.
Yeah, good luck with that.
No, I mean, there's a lot of people don't like her. They really don't. But that's his only chance, and he's going to have to be like a stealth super strategist, which he's not.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
The problem is he doesn't know what's going on. If he knew how much some people were not liking Tiffany's paranoia, he could play on her paranoia and get her to freak somebody out.
Like, we as viewers know that's his one and only chance, and you got to be super clever to make it happen. But I'm a firm believer that nothing is impossible. If you try everything, then you can accomplish whatever you want. And I feel like it could be done if you are clever enough to achieve it. I don't think Victor is.
No, I pray that he is.
He's kind of sexy in profile, but I don't think that he can accomplish it.
You would think that a Latin lover could do anything that he set his heart on achieving.
Yes. You would think.
You would think.
I didn't say Latin lovers were smart.
Oh, okay. All right, so unless a miracle happens, on Thursday we will be seeing Victor leave, and the house will get that much more boring.
Yes.
But hopefully the Big Brother Gossip Show won't be any less boring.
We'll find stuff to talk about. Things will happen.
Yes.
The cracks will continue to form. Tiffany will go overboard or something, or James and Natalie will surprise everyone.
All right.
We'll see.
Well, I think that we are done here. Do we want to do some quick plugs? Colette?
Sure. Yes, on Twitter, at Colette Lala, ColetteLala. On Facebook, facebook.com /Colette.Lala. Instagram, if you, please remember this, okay, because a lot of people haven't been. If you request to follow me on Instagram, please just send me a little note, a tweet on Facebook or Twitter, just to let me know, because I don't accept people on Instagram if I can't find you on Facebook or Twitter. I just kind of want to know you exist, okay? ColetteLala.com. If you need a Rokus are amazing. Go to ColetteLala.com. I've got all 3 Rokus on the right-hand side. Click on those links. If you need to do any Amazon shopping, that'd be great. If you still need the live feeds, I also have links up for the feeds.
Mike?
You can follow me at BBGOSSIP, BB Gossip on Twitter. Go to BigBrotherGossip.com. And please, those of you that are catching this on iTunes, leave us a review on iTunes, but we're on about every other medium. For those of you that are in the chat room, thank you for coming. This is actually our biggest crowd so far.
Weird.
It's only our 3rd. Yeah, it's
on 4th of July weekend and the summer.
And it's a Sunday, and the feeds are actually on, and we're usually praying for the feeds.
I knew being on in the afternoon that more people would be able to listen to us.
Our normal time
usually listen to us, yeah.
Yes, our normal time is Sunday nights at 10 o'clock. Come on back.
Saturdays.
Saturday nights at 10 o'clock. Yes, come on back, those of you that found us for the first time. But share our info with your friends. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. Anybody who listens to anything, you can share us with your friends. We'd appreciate it. And thank you all for listening.
All right, and you can find me on Twitter at Big Brother Gossip with no E in the so it's BIGBROTHR. GOSSIP. I kind of got lost there for a second. And also, I do a music show on Friday nights called Live Ledge. You can find those shows at scotthudson.blogspot.com. And also, I write interviews with musicians that are coming to my little hometown. You can find those at arguslater.com/blogs/Scott Hudson. And don't forget, if you are a $3 or above Patreon subscriber...
Yeah, patron.
Oh, yeah, the Patreon, yes.
$3 or above, you get to listen to Day Drinking with Colette and Scott.
Yeah, and so anybody who came in late listening live, we discuss Bravo shows. During the week, we're going to discuss Below Deck and Southern Charm, and we usually discuss, Real Housewives of OC, all that good stuff. So check out our Patreon page.
And we have a lot of fun because we like drinking during the day.
Yes.
Shuck.
They do.
All right, so I think we're done here. Yeah, it's nap time for me.
Thank you again.
All right, bye, kids.
Maybe you should just move to Cali and become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.